Period.
Period.
When we put the age in the track,
Where we put that fifth ring on Vanessa's finger.
we put that fifth ring on Vanessa's finger. Okay, well, I don't know if I support, but we're here, y'all. We're here to talk Netflix's Age of Attraction season 1. They're starting off with a bang, girl. Immediately.
A few bangs.
How do we feel? For like, is this kosher?
This it's not kosher. It's definitely not that. Is it engaging television? Well, yes. Do I want a season 2? Well, yes.
Yeah.
Will I watch that season 2? Well, yes. I thought this was fantastic all the way through. I got to the last episode and I was like, the best moments of the season are behind us, and I was still very high on the season. And then the last 10 minutes of the show happened, and I was like, wow. This is wow.
Gagged alive, baby.
No,
I agree. I think the show is exactly what reality TV was meant to be. Tori sent in the Discord, join the Discord, a video about Black women in reality TV, and I did not watch the full thing, but I started to watch it. And at the beginning, they talked about how the reality TV started off literally from women calling in and telling like something about their life that was gossipy. And it's like, honestly, reality TV was birthed on, like, for lack of better words, problematic things being just aired out for people to talk about and discuss, or weird things or quirks or things that people find that would be entertaining or polarizing. And this, unfortunately, just is a similar situation. Like, it is a polarizing concept televised. I don't think this is kosher. Considering the state of the world. I don't know. Helia, Keely, what do you feel? I guess about the show and then about the,
Yeah, because it's two different, right.
Right. I will start with the show. Okay, let's talk about the scene. Okay, the backdrop of this show is Vancouver, which I've been, and it's beautiful. And it really does look really beautiful on camera. So they really picked a good city. They're not Canadian. They're all, for the most part, as far as I know, they're American. They were flown out. And that's cool. That's great. The hosts, now, personally, I think they're droids. They talk like droids. They don't.
It's giving AI. It's giving AI.
It was, yes.
Like, Go Girl, Give Me Nothing, but also even less. And yeah, I'm not a Nick Viall or whatever his name is person. I don't follow any of his stuff. I know he's polarizing. I know his young bride is also polarizing. So don't love the hosts, but whatever. They're not there for the whole thing.
And that's when I knew that the show had a very specific message that they were trying to get across. Because one, why do we need both of them to be the host? Like, you only need one, and for them to have the context of, like, they gave all the lines to the woman anyway. Well,
they did.
Remember her name. So I don't even know why he was there. Like, all you need to say was that she was in an age gap relationship for us to get the point. But like, clearly by hiring hosts that have this big age gap, you're obviously telling your audience this is like good in some way. Like, in what, you're not like, they're
promoting it.
A show that is actively anti-age gaps if the spokespeople for your show actively have an age gap. So that should tell you already like what Netflix is trying to push.
What the propaganda is.
The gag is, Armanti, the reason they have both of them hosting is because this is a damn near copy paste of Love is Blind. They are just doing the Love is Blind thing of, you're in this certain situation first, you're going to live together second, and then you're going to make your decision third. This very organized situation. And Love is Blind has 2 hosts. This has 2 hosts. And a part of me is like, Netflix, I mean, come up with a different concept, because that's also how it was for The Ultimatum a little bit.
Ultimatum,
like, every love show has the same motherfucking like setup, except Temptation Island, because you forbidden off of the UK, like or wherever it came from, whatever the fuck. Like unless the show is taken from somewhere else, it's the exact same concept. And it's like I need y'all to like think a little harder, try a little harder, do something a little bit different, because that's why they have two hosts. They have this part, and then you're living together, and then this. It's like, girl, this is.
And you have to make a decision at the end, and it's like
Mhm.
it's very much Netflix producers are not very creative, anyways, and we've been new. But I think it's like they literally sit in a room and they just say, "What's the craziest thing we can think of?" And then, okay, let's do it in this format. Like that's literally what they do. I mean, dated and related, like it's just random stuff that they just throw out there, and they're like, "Oh, this sound." Did someone gasp in the room? All right, let's do this. Like it's really, it's honestly, I'm tired of it. But this, I kind of liked it.
It was kind of TV.
It was
drama.
Sorry, but
And that's
trashy.
like
Good
from
trash.
a
Yes, very
producer's
trashy.
mindset, like that's where I have to like I can't be too hard on them, because like if you go back to like let's go back in the reality television, history books, right? Like Survivor comes on the scene. Now you have 10 million different shows following that exact same format. Like they found their format with Love Is Blind. They're like, well, baby, we gonna squeeze.
If it not broke.
Every
If it ain't
ounce
broke.
of this.
If it
Like,
ain't broke.
exactly. So we're gonna make a bunch of different concepts, change them up by just a tinge, and then put the exact same format, and it's gonna hit every time. And unfortunately, they got me again. Like.
I tuned in and I will keep tuning in. So, but I think.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna actually watch this. I really didn't think so when I first heard about it, because it just seemed so icky to me. And that's just me and my personal preference. Like, you can have your opinion; everyone's entitled to that. But once, like, I heard about us covering it, I was like, I think it'd be very interesting to hear everyone's takes and thoughts about this. And I think it's a great conversation starter that we're here for. And I'm excited to talk about it.
And let me get it started, because
Right.
the truth is, this is, to me, this is a little bit weird and interesting for them to choose to promote during the times that we're in. We got the Epstein files being revealed. There are a lot of conversations about pedophilia. We even have like the trends of people catching the pedophiles, and he's here looking for an 11-year-old like a weirdo. Which those are the true heroes. Those are people with capes, without capes. But also it's like I feel it's like there's so many things that I feel like subtly or low key kind of I don't know, like rationalize or kind of give light to pedophilia. And I'm like, I don't like that line we're teetering. Even on CBS, they have a show that's still running called Georgie and Mandy, and it's starring Emily Osment.
Yes.
It's about this old
weird.
lady
The age gap,
who was dating a younger man who was actually underage when they started
17.
dating. And then now he has a baby where he got her pregnant while he was underage. And I'm like, this got planned, scripted, sent to the network. The network went over it, approved it, called Emily Osment. She said yes. Her team said yes. The person who's playing the man said yes. Everybody in CBS agreed to it. What the fuck are we doing?
Now wait.
Maybe
In all fairness, this is a spinoff of a spinoff of The Big Bang Theory.
That's true.
Show.
It is
So
a spinoff of
But
the
there was
problem.
precedence for this concept. Well,
Why are we
yes,
doing
yes. I'm not.
spin-offs
I don't
of
agree. I'm coming from. I'm shooting
Period.
for Emily. I'm shooting for Emily. Let's
okay,
be
period.
clear. I'm
Okay,
shooting
period.
for Emily.
Okay, she needed
Emily
to get
is
her
looking
check.
for a check.
She needed to get her check because she was nowhere to be found. I'll give you that.
And also, the
At
story
least
of the
that's the
show
problem.
is that he lied about his age when they slept with each other, and so that's why, like, it's not that she was going around looking for a 17-year-old.
She didn't.
So,
Right.
but yes,
they
it is
weren't
weird.
going
It is
around
weird.
looking. They weren't going around looking for 20-year-olds on this either.
Ooh. And get into that.
Listen,
And get into that.
Like,
And they still found them.
these
found them.
two. I'm so sorry to interrupt. The adults,
Go, girl.
these two girls that are 22, I call them girls. I know they're women, but 22 and 23 that we have on this cast. I understand that they're adults. I understand that they're above 18. I understand they're above 21, but they lack real world experiences. And that's just part of life. Like, we were all 22 and 23 at one point. It's fine. Their brains
Some of
are
us
just
still.
Right now.
Some of us still.
And Halia,
No.
listen, I'm just a girl. I am just a girl, and you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yes, you are a girl.
Listen, I don't, as you should say, that they are just girls, and I think it's
Mhm.
weird. I think it's weird, and I actually thought she was younger than me. If we're talking about Libby, so
Girl.
and mind you, I
Child.
like her, but I thought she was younger than me.
If
And
they
same
didn't
thing
have
with Piper.
alcohol in this show, she could have been 17.
Right.
For all I know.
I thought she
Like,
was 19. My dad was like, she can't be legally on the
I thought she
show.
was
And I was
19
like,
too.
I thought she was 19. So,
Listen, when your frontal lobe is still not even developed yet, imagine how
Period.
unstoppable you're going to be when you're above 25. Okay, so I'm talking about every person who's not reached 25 yet. Like, just think about
Right.
the growth and the evolution of yourself as you get older. Not that like 25 is even old, but you know what I mean. It's like this is
Mhm.
so hard to watch with these really big age gaps, and it just felt like a very, especially when the woman is younger, where it feels like it breeds that thing where Farrah was talking about. It's like, it's just like breeding more of that pedophilic like situation where these women can be taken advantage of, and they can be possibly abused. Like, we don't know what these men are about. We don't know their lives. We don't even get to know them that well on the show because we don't have that much time with each of them. I think other shows like Marriage at First Sight and 90 Day Fiance, even though that's trashy TV, they spend hours like showing you the like little nuances, and like you kind of get to hate people slowly, but you have more information to get there. But yeah, I think this is very risky of a choice of a show, but it got us.
But
Yeah.
we should also talk about like what does being adult really mean? Because who created the concept of these ages of consent? In some countries it's 13, baby, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, wait, like we need to calm down on the societal agreed upon ages of like adulthood being 18 or 21 based off of these random things. Mind you, this is the same society that decided slavery was okay. Like, we need to be careful about what we're just allowing to be the actual like definition of something, because in reality, when you look at science, like you were saying, Helia, baby, when it comes to the frontal lobe, that does not develop fully until you're 25 or 26, depending on the person. And then some people have neurodivergence where it actually shifts that even more. And a part of me is like, until you are able to fully be developed in your decision-making factor, which is literally the frontal lobe, I'm like, you're not even really an adult. And I felt that as someone who grew into an adult, because maybe I'm a little older now. I've got to that frontal lobe age, and I'm like, first of all, I'm neurodivergent, so I'm not even fully there. But I got to that frontal lobe area, and I'm like, baby, when I was 22, all them decisions I was making was crazy. When I was 23, all them decisions I was making was crazy. And scientifically, it's proven that that is how our brains work. And if that's the case, can you even consider Libby and Pfeiffer adults in this situation? It's like, we're using the term adult based off of the bitches who, like I said, made slavery. Like, what the fuck? Who are they determining that?
No, you're spilling. You're spilling.
It's true. But the worst part about it is that there really is no like winning situation, because if you say, oh, we're not gonna go by age to determine like somebody's maturity level, like then that allows for like the pedophiles of the world to then like say, oh, well, this 16-year-old is just so mature and in her life skills and like how she conducts herself, and now it's like opening the door for like these vague and ambiguous arguments to be made.
And you know what? And I was hearing that a lot even on this show. Like, I heard a lot of, oh, well, you're so mature. I never would have known you were this age. Or this is you're showing me this such mature side of you. And I'm thinking to myself, but you're still like 20 years older than this person. So what are you like? I don't understand. So you're telling me that you're right. And you're telling me that your maturity level is matching this person that's 18 years younger than you. Like, that's kind of concerning. So I really do agree that it really opens the door. I think this concept in general opens the door for people to say, oh, well, I thought you were so much mature. I thought you were so much more mature than that. Like, wow, we're really a match because of this, and that. And it's like, well,
or if you're mature, it's okay. Like, she's young, but she's so mature, which is what people say all the time.
I never would have known. Right. Like, that's not okay.
Child, well, we move. Let's get into these couples, y'all. We saw like one or two couples who didn't make it forward. You know, they kind of had similar issues to the main six. So let's just talk about the big six. No shade, okay? Period. Now, first couple, they did not make it. We have Jorge and Vanelle. Immediately, we have to talk about the age gaps. I have them on the screen. Let's just talk about it. Vanelle is 27. Jorge is 60 is crazy.
A 6 in front of that age is insane. My jaw dropped when he revealed his age.
He does look good he looks great for 60.
He's great.
But 60.
I will say that he's 60, and it's like for the audience, it's also really cool. I don't know if we mentioned that we don't know their ages either, and we find out when they find out when they go into the promise room, which is cringy as heck, and I don't. That's another story.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. But
like, we basically are saying that we're gonna wait until then, and it's cool. It's like a fun game for us, and I could tell he was older, but I couldn't tell how much older. And obviously, he's got great skin, and for obvious reasons, he looks younger. And I think that 60 was shocking, and for her too.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I
agree.
agree.
Really scary. It was really scary. Like, I'm sitting here, my parents are in their 50s. So we're sitting in the room all watching it. My mom has like an impeccable, she's like kind of scary. Like, she was within 3 years of every single person, honestly, sometimes right on the money. But so we're sitting there, and my mom said, nah, he gotta be in his 50s. I know this man was born around the same time as me. Like, I know. And then I'm looking at my dad, and I said, some of the stuff that she's saying to her sound a lot like the stuff you say to me. Like, like the way that he was speaking to her, it was very, I was like, but in a way I was like, he gotta be older than you. And my dad was like, no, I don't think so. I said, he got to be older, and he's giving unk to the max. Like, it was so.
He was giving grandpa.
It was giving grandpa, and I was just like, this is
not
crazy.
grandpa.
He was. That was not grandpa.
It was. So yeah, I was just, and he very much could be grandpa. So, and we'll get to that later, because she didn't know he could be possibly a grandpa.
Literally.
Okay.
But yeah,
I thought it would be 50. I think 50 is kind of where I was thinking.
I was thinking that too.
I was thinking like early 50s.
I see you, Dave, in the chat. You know what I'm talking about, Dave. Okay. And that's all I have to say about that.
Nobody's denying this man.
Oh yeah, we knew what she was saying.
Hey, man, Papa's is fine. That's a good thing. It's fine.
Nobody's denying this man is not fine. He weird.
He's weird as fuck.
Oh, he is. He's weird.
He's weird and fine. And hey, that's okay.
And I think we need to have a conversation, because we need to accept that is just a common duality. People are fine and also weird as fuck.
I agree.
I agree. That's just the way some people are. Like me, I'm fine and amazing. Other people just, unfortunately, they don't fall in. We're not in the Venn diagram together.
Yeah.
They're in a different Venn diagram.
It's a Venn diagram.
Normally, something got to be wrong. Something got to be wrong. And
God don't. And this is my theory. It's always something that God does to just humble every single person. Like, you can't be fine, sexy, built. You look smart. Good. You got a good. You smart. You got a
unless
good job.
You're me,
you got
right?
A car.
Yes.
Something's going for 99.99% of the people. The only person that all applies to is me. But other than me, like, everybody has a plum here or there that is really not going to work for it. But let's zoom past that. For some girls in the chat who don't know the format, just to like kind of like break it down. At the beginning, they're in this sanctuary, luxury kind of area. They are all
camp. Let's say what it is.
They're at a summer camp in a beautiful area. Shout out to Vancouver. I'll give them that. And they're going on these adventures. They're going on these mini dates with everyone in there, all different ages. and they are not allowed to reveal their age unless they decide to commit to someone. So during this time, they're meeting multiple different people, very reminiscent of Love is Blind, except they can see each other, but they don't know their age. Once you decide to commit is when you reveal your ages, and then you move on to the next stage, which is living together. And then after that, it's a commitment, right? So in this beginning, everyone is meeting multiple people, and Vanilla is one of the only people really that is meeting that we see she has a decision she has to make between Jorge and another gentleman, Justin. So Justin was her other option. Someone in the chat said they preferred Justin. Did any of you prefer Justin for her?
Okay. Wow. I
didn't prefer either, but
out of the two, right? The two was
two bad options.
But I did like Justin. I don't know if that was her match. I did like Justin. I think he was a nice guy, but we don't know anything about him, and usually I assume something's wrong. So I feel like we just like didn't get enough, and I feel like that last date was very awkward. The massage date. Oh, well, what's your chemistry like with him? Like, what's your chemistry like with him? And I said, oh, wait, Justin, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we should be talking about Jorge right now. Like, I don't know. I feel like their first like conversation where he was talking about his like how he wanted kids and like he was having that conversation with her. Like, I really like enjoyed that. I thought he was a nice guy. I think like by the time they had their last date, I was like, Vanilla, you should just leave. But I don't know.
I kind of thought it was I don't know if clearly I don't think I was right, but at the beginning I thought it was a sugar situation. Maybe no one knows what I'm talking about. I thought he was going to be her provider, and I thought he was happy to be her provider.
Justin?
Justin, did you not get that vibe, girl?
No, I can
crazy.
I can see that.
I'm not paying attention.
When I was listening to their conversation and I was hearing the way he was speaking, the way she was speaking, it reminded me of situations I've been in where someone was going to be my provider and that I was going to be provided for. And I am a very big advocate of have a relationship the way that both people feel they are comfortable having a relationship with, as long as it is consensual, period. So to me, I was like, look, if he's willing to be a provider and she is looking for a provider, I have no problem with that being the situation. And if that was the case, I think that could have worked out. I think Justin would have been happy to just have her be his little friend that he can give money to, and vice versa. But I think Vanilla was actually looking for love, and that's where I was like, these are your options? No shade. Honestly, nothing to do with age. Nothing to do with age. It's just when I was seeing her speak to both of them, neither of it didn't feel like any value or anything real with either of them, and kind of just felt like she was having fun. And then she ended up with one of them. I'm like, girl, you didn't seem like you were taking it, super seriously, and they didn't seem like they were taking it super seriously, which is why I thought it was giving sugar. No shade.
Until she suddenly found love in a hopeless place, talking about I love.
No, you're spilling.
Again, like 5 minutes later, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean you accidentally said I love him? What are we talking about here? You don't even know him enough to love him as a friend. So what are we doing here, Vanilla? Like, that's when I started not taking her seriously, because before that I was like rooting for her. I was like, guys, like she's gonna be main character. Like, I love this. Like, and then right after she started talking about I love him, sorry, that's where she was. That's where I stopped rooting for her after that. I said, you know what? End up with Jorge and learn a lesson, because this is really sad.
Now, on the subject of Justin, I'll have to disagree with you, Farrah. I don't think he was looking for a sugar baby. Let's call it spade a spade.
I didn't get that. Maybe I don't know nothing about that, but I didn't.
He was trying to lock Vanilla down. In my
opinion. I see that. I can see that.
He was crying in that confessional about not being a daddy. Right. He wanted to be a daddy. He wanted some mixed babies, I think.
That's true.
And he saw that in Vanilla. He thought she would make a great homemaker, give him some beautiful children. And I think I won't say I liked Justin more than Jorge. I think I had less of a strong opinion about Justin, just because I feel like we didn't see as much of how he would be in a relationship. I think Jorge, I mean, maybe it's just because I have a black father who is turning 60 this year, but I feel like I know exactly how he behaves in a relationship, like right off the bat, and how he was like flirting with her and stuff. I need the peace to my chaos. Okay,
yeah,
I get it. I know what you're saying. I don't want it, but I know what you're saying. Justin, I was a little like, what are you? What do you give? Like, yeah. It's very weird the way he approached Vanell, but I feel like also would have turned very toxic. So that's my opinion on Justin. Yeah.
Wait, well, how do you think it would have turned? Because guys, I think I would have been duped. Like I think I would have been. I think I would have been duped because I was like, oh, he's so nice. Like,
oh, brother, y'all, we gotta watch her, y'all.
Yeah, Keely, we need to get you out of there, Keely. We need to get you back home now.
He was being fake kind. He was being fake kind.
Right, that's what it gave. Like, it gave the night he's pretending to be a nice guy. Like,
that's the vibe I got. I didn't get good vibes from either men, but obviously, like, she picked Jorge for whatever reason. Justin to me gave I don't know how to describe this, but any woman that's hearing this will know what I'm talking about. But maybe even men. I don't know. When a man looks at you in that way that he was looking at her was not just creepy. It was like, I want to eat you kind of vibe. I don't know how to
just scary.
That's the only way I can describe it. And like, maybe it's obviously like he's not maybe even trying to be creepy or whatever, but it just came off that way. And like, I mean, Aranti said it great. Like, we don't know that man that much. Compared to Jorge, we don't know him that well. But personally, I didn't think it was going to work out with that man. She kept saying that also, like, once she picks Jorge, that she kept saying her family would freak out. And she kept talking about how she's so scared about the age thing and that she thought he would be in his 40s. And she fell a bit years as another layer.
So delusional. Oh my God.
I was actually really mad that we didn't get that payoff because they didn't make it to the family.
Yeah,
portion. I was so ready for the crash out from her family, from him being 33 years older.
Yeah, because she said her dad didn't want him to be over 40, and it's like, baby, he's 60. Like, you lost, like at 20. But also at the commitment ceremony, they get there together, and she reveals to him the main source of their entire, communication moving forward, which was that she is celibate. Now, celibate can mean a lot of different things, I guess, if you ask Jorge. Maybe if you ask anyone, honestly. I think it can mean a lot of different things. And okay, this is what I will say. When it comes to celibacy and what it means, I do think it can mean different things for any different person who's celibate. If you ask one person and they're celibate, what do they do versus someone else? It is likely going to be different. So I will say that is true. However, she said, I'm celibate. Are you okay with that? Jorge said, yes. She didn't even finish the sentence, King. Like, calm down.
Okay, I feel like, yes, celibacy can be like defined so many different ways, and also people define sex so many different ways because not everyone has sex the same way. However, I feel like because of that fact, Vanell should have described exactly what she meant by that. Like, that's what I think the problem was. It wasn't the fact that she didn't want to have penetrative sex. It's the problem is that she just didn't describe that. And now he's getting mixed signals. He's like, oh, wait, you do want to have sex. Oh, you grinding on my leg. You do want to have sex. Like, that's what he was thinking. And at the end of the day, like, I don't think you're not owed anybody sex at any time, and you can always take back consent.
Period.
However, I think it was just very confusing for him. And this is not to excuse Jorge because, as you said, he said, oh, sure.
Didn't ask one question.
Right. He didn't ask not what you're so right. He didn't ask not one question. So I do feel like he didn't know what he was getting himself into, and he didn't prepare himself. And he should have asked questions. But I also feel like Vanell was being slightly confusing to him. So I think they were just like both not right. I don't know, both wrong. I think they're just both not right.
Yeah. I'm of two minds about it, right? And look, one thing about me, I'm gonna take a side, okay? People are like, I'm gonna say neutral, I'm gonna be Switzerland. No, bitch. I'm taking a side, and I'm on the right side of history. So I am on Vanell's side in this.
As you should.
At the end of the day. I do
Right.
I do agree that she could have been a little more, she could have offered a little more clarity on what she meant by
Which is her
celibacy,
only
because
problem.
The one thing.
clock
The one
it.
thing.
Because I do think like the things that they did allegedly do, I would have been like, ooh, I thought you was celibate, girl.
Right.
Like I understand like the initial confusion there, but two things about Jorge. One, as soon as he was so eager beaver to say he was okay with the celibacy, I knew he wasn't fucking okay with that damn celibacy.
Me
That
too.
man is trying to fuck. He only
I
has
agree.
a few good years left with his weapon. He's trying to
No.
get the most out of it that he can. He is not fucking with the celibacy. Like he was lying down when he said
He was
okay
lying.
with that. And the other thing is, once they did like get like things were happening, you know, we all saw the clip where they were having a fight like in the bed about it. Like once she states that like she's not gonna go to penetration, like that's the end of the conversation. Like, baby, it's oh, like that's her
Right.
limit.
There's
Like
nothing else to talk about. I
she
said
has
what the
now
fuck I said.
clarified like what her celibacy means. So there should no longer be any confusion in my book.
Exactly.
That was my main issue with, I mean, among other issues with Jorge.
I agree.
But yes.
I
Yes.
feel like what men do often, and there's probably a woman out there who does this too, it's not all encompassing, but what some men do, I feel like, is when a woman tells them that there is something that they're not willing to do, or they're abiding by this, or da 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 da, the men is okay with it because they see women's statements as opinions, or they see women's statements as suggestions rather than a fact. And I think when she said, "I'm celibate," he said, "Oh, you're loving the idea of celibacy." You're like, he didn't hear "I'm celibate." He heard, "Oh, you're thinking about this. You're just a woman. You can't think fully through it. Oh, you think you're celibate. Oh, you want to be celibate." He's adding
You've
all of
been
these.
celibate.
Exactly. You were celibate. Like he's adding all these words in his mind, and it's probably it's clearly unconscious, because I genuinely think that in his mind he was going to convince her to not be celibate anymore. Not in a, this is another thing. I think people assume when statements are made that I'm calling men malicious and evil and they're thinking it through. I don't think he thought any of this through. I don't think this was a active, intentional thought in his mind. I think subconsciously he heard her say that and he felt like, well, I mean, she clearly is just, this is something that we can move past or get over, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We kind of saw it with the children conversation in Love is Blind. It's like, it's something that I think men think women can just get over or move past or be pushed towards subconsciously. So I think when she said that, in his mind, subconsciously, he was always going to get the coochie, which is crazy because he didn't get it. And you were never getting it. And that was fucking true. But I think that's what happened. And I think that's why by the end of it, he's even more confused, because he already thought he could convince her otherwise. And then when they started doing the things, he was like, oh, I'm winning. And then he was not winning because he never got the coach. Fuck. But we move.
Yes, I completely agree.
Period.
Before we get to their end of destruction, there was one other thing that was a problem. And that's when they all were introduced to everybody else who was a couple and who was moving on. Jorge reveals that he never disclosed to her that he has children. He decided not to do that, and everybody was like,
oh my God.
Okay.
Like, wait, what do you mean by that?
Do we think he was going in thinking he's going to do that with whoever he meets, or was that like a conditional thing with her? Like, what is this thought? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't matter how doesn't matter how old your kids are. You have kids, and you
have kids,
or probably grandkids. Also, I don't know.
Right.
So why do you
he's
think that?
He's of that age.
If you think this is more like, I don't know. Like, he says this is like a serious thing. He's serious about their commitment. No, you're not. If someone is like serious about a commitment, from the literal like knowing each other for the first week or two, you would think like you would want to be more serious, or even pretending to be more serious than what you're showing with your actions, obviously. And like, yeah, obviously he was hiding stuff. He's probably hiding other things that she doesn't know about. And he was never going to work out with them. But they I don't know. I wish they did last longer though, Armonti. I feel like just seeing the family reaction would have been entertaining in itself for us as viewers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like with the kids thing, he didn't omit the truth. He straight up lied. Because she had a conversation with him saying that she how do you feel about kids? Would you
Yeah.
want more kids?
Yep.
This and this and that.
Mhm.
And he gonna say, well, if the woman I'm with wants kids, I'm okay with it. Mind you, my mom was like, that's so selfish. Sorry. Listen, it's an opinion, it's not a fact, but it's kind of selfish to say that you want kids at 65. Like, so what about when they like graduate high school?
Right.
Mhm.
And you're
But
not
she's like, what? Because I don't think she wants kids right this second, but whatever. But I feel like that's crazy work to just have the conversation and then just never reveal it and then get mad at her,
Yep.
turn it on her after that when she says, why didn't you just tell me that? And then say, well, the promise room was for me to reveal my age. I didn't have to reveal nothing else. Who are
Like,
you
what?
to say
What?
what? That's a crazy word. That is crazy work. That is something about you that you should have been required to reveal. Like, you owed that to her. There's not a lot of things that I feel like is owed to another person, but when it comes to family dynamics, and I want to be in a relationship with you, and you're lying to me, that's crazy work. Like, I don't know. If it were me, it would have been done.
I
After
agree.
that.
I agree.
But no,
Because you're lying for no reason. You're at 60, your kids are what, 20, 30, like
at your big grown age, you're lying.
like you're like it doesn't even really affect the relationship in a way of someone who had younger kids would affect it. So a part of me is like, why the fuck?
Right.
Like why are you even lying? I don't understand that at all. I agree. Vanilla should have left there, but she did not.
I can't believe the idea that like she never once asked him if he had kids, like during their whole time at the retreat. That's just, we see that damn gray in your beard. Like, do you have kids or not? Like,
Right.
there's
And quit
way
playing
that
with me.
did not come up for him to just be like, oh, it never came up. We didn't have to talk about it. Like, no.
I mean, that just sounds like a manipulative man, right? It just you can tell the type of person he is just from the stuff we saw, which was barely like maybe not even half an hour of his behavior. The 33-year-old age gap thing still sends me into a headspin. Like, I have friends who haven't watched the show, and when I give this fact, they're like, okay, maybe I should watch because this is kind of crazy.
Because that's insane.
Wait, I don't want to advertise this, but at the same time, like, yeah, it is crazy. It's like his daughter. That's his daughter. And he was kind of like talking to her like that too when they were having that conversation. He's like, I'm just going to keep it quiet, but I'm going to like basically have lecture her and just talk to her like she is much younger than him. And I'm like, how is she not seeing that that's problematic? That it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it took her a minute to get there, because when we get there, it's because of this specific situation they're having where they were out somewhere together and a crazy man came up to them and he was like threatening them.
Sorry,
et cetera. No, it is though. It's literally goofy. When I picture him, I am like, girl, what's happening? But a crazy man was threatening them, and apparently Jorge's response was, to what I got from it, he threatened the nigga back. That's what I heard from what they were describing it. It seemed like Jorge got very combative with the person. Yeah. And so when they're speaking about it later on in their apartment, Vanella's basically like, I did not like what you did in that situation because I was uncomfortable in that moment. I was very uncomfortable with the entire situation. You, him, everything made me uncomfortable. So I really didn't agree with that. And Jorge is basically like, well, that's the way I feel like it should have been handled. And I would have wished you had my back if that's how I decide to handle it. It's kind of giving no shade, like, find God through man. It's giving like, let a man guide you. It's giving like, let me be the leader and you need to back me up regardless. And in her perspective, she's like, baby, I'm uncomfortable. You need to do whatever is best to make me feel comfortable as your partner. So they have the two different minds of it,
Right.
And I think this was actually the most like poignant like moment of the show, this scene between them, because I think it like just broke open like everything that like comes to light when you have these big age gap relationships. It's like you have these two people who are part of different generations, and you can see those generations coming out and how they're viewing like the situation. Like Vanelle, who's like a Gen Z millennial cusper, she's like talking about her comfort and like, you should have handled this situation with more like grace and like, been less aggressive. Whereas Jorge, he could have been drafted in the war. So of course he's talking about like being fucking aggressive and let me step to this man, And then of course, like you have Jorge essentially like lecturing Vanell about like, oh, this is how things should have gone. And I think at one point he said something about like, oh, you haven't had as much experience as me, like dealing with these kinds of things, which is like directly like,
well, yes,
like using her age like against her, and which ends up being the problem with so many of these relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything you just said. And you know, like once again, I was watching this with my father, and he was like, well, like mind you, my dad's also from the Bronx. He's just like Jorge. He's around the same age. He's younger than him, but they around the same age. And my dad was essentially like, well, no, because like if some crazy guy was coming up to us, like I would have to get in his face, and I said, but you're not understanding what Vanell is saying. It's like at the end of the day, she was uncomfortable. If you're by yourself, go ahead. But your priority is the woman that you're with. If you really want that traditional kind of, if that's how you really want the relationship to be, then I don't understand why your priority is not protecting the woman that you're with. Yeah. So I just feel like I don't know. I just didn't. I understood what he was trying to say, but at the end of the day, that's not how she felt, and you cannot excuse how she felt. I mean, you can't like erase how she felt just because you want to handle it a certain way. Because at the end of the day, her comfort should matter to you, and it didn't clearly. The way he wanted to handle it mattered to him more than her comfort. So
this scenario is so interesting to me because I feel like it's more so obviously I think age comes into play with most situations involving, you know, a couple with age gap. But this scenario is interesting because it's kind of like a personality difference. And I feel like personality differences are also really important in relationships because I remember on Love is Blind, the season before this one, I want to say, there was a couple, Edmund and Calabria. And she gave him an example.
I don't know nothing about that show.
Let me tell you, girl. So they were both around the same age. They were both like, what, 30s? So she said, this is the example I want to give you. If we're in the club and someone comes up to us and he's attacking us, what are you going to do? And he said, well, girl, I'm going to get us out of the situation. She said, wrong. I need you to buck up like a man. She didn't say it like that at all. But basically, she agrees with Jorge. She agrees with Jorge, and she is way closer to Vanell's age. She is like obviously, but also, you know, Edmund agreed more with Vanell, which is why it's like I think this conversation is waking up a concept of personality differences in relationships. And I know people who there's one person who is very outgoing and they're buck and wild, and other people are very. And I feel like if it is too far apart and it can't balance each other out, or you can't agree on like these like. They seem silly, like these arbitrary scenarios, but they can come in real time and actually happen, and it can make someone fully uncomfortable, turn someone fully off, or make someone else feel unsupported like this. And I think it's interesting because it's almost like y'all need to break up because y'all have different personality types. Well,
it's also how you're dealing with conflict. I think that's important. I don't even think it's not silly at all, because how you deal with difficulties, how you deal with obstacles, how you will adapt to different situations can tell a lot about who you are. And if you're not tolerant of how that person deals with it, then you got to walk, because that's how life is going to be. You're not going to change someone else. You're definitely not going to change a 60-year-old man. And you got to listen, other fish in the sea. Like, let's get up on out of there and
younger fish.
Not crying at the end as she's saying she can't believe this. Like, she can't ever find a love just like this. I'm like, girl, you knew this guy for a week, and he's
turn to your father. Look at your father.
2 generations before you. Like, please, this is embarrassing.
I was so scared when she said that. I was so scared for her. I said, I'm gonna pray for her, because this is not adding up right now. Like, there's no way her psyche, she needed to actually get evaluated, because her psyche is not strong enough for a show like this. This is insanity to say that you'll never find a love like this again. Where was the
You're
love?
losing it.
She's losing it. Like, I was just like, you know what? This is the best case scenario, because her breaking down, like, honestly, I don't know if it was just me, but like, I feel like someone made a comment earlier about like how are you not realizing that this is a red flag the way he speaks to you?
Yeah.
But quite literally, she was like age regressing.
I think her body was realizing it. Yes.
Like, as we saw her, as the season went on, I literally saw her age regressing. Like, he would speak to her and she'd be like,
Right.
And
She started. There was a
wait,
dead ass, and that was when she was like, "I'm just gonna go ahead and leave." At this point, let me remove
She was like,
myself.
but why are you making me decide? I was like,
"Oh,
something's
that
not
pissed
right.
me off." That
Like,
that pissed me off because he
something was
was
not
like
right.
trying to push it off on her, push the whole.
It was weird.
He was like, "So is this what you want to do?" And she was like, "I mean, what do you feel like we should do?" And he was like, "Well, are you just gonna leave? Is this what you want to do?" And she's like, "Why are you pushing it on me, bitch? What do you want to do?" She didn't say bitch, but like, I that part was weird. But yeah, they end up deciding to move forward. She ends up deciding that she will not be continuing with this because he basically made her decide, and that was it for them. They were done before they even started. Thank God. No shade. Let's move on.
And I know the producers love the only black couple being the one that.
Oh, don't talk them like that, baby.
Well, because we'll talk about, baby, when we get into those commitment ceremonies, we'll talk about what I peeped. We'll talk about what I peeped.
Girl, so we have Libby and Andrew. I'm bored.
Like, I'm sorry. First of all, Libby was the only one giving anything to this relationship. Like, she's the only one that had a personality.
I mean, she's so young. She has so much energy.
No, that's my friend, y'all. Like, that was like me and Libby would be cool like this.
I agree.
And if she showed up with a 38-year-old man, I'd be like, you look crazy as hell, girl.
As her friend said, as they should. Shout out to Nina.
Come on, headband. Yes.
No, for real. Because she was like, I think she's in La La Land, and her bubble needs to be popped. Yes.
Literally, when her we'll get there, but when her friends meet him, I felt like so much like I felt like I was in the screen. I just was like that girl, her friend, who was like, I'm gonna be a psychologist because I don't know why I feel like this like older sister. She thinks she's the older sister. I feel like an older sister to Libby, and I'm like, I just want to protect you. Like this guy is no bueno, but like she's I don't know what she's doing. She's stressing me out with this because he gives me major creepy vibes, creepy vibes, and
which have been confirmed.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. What's that tea?
Well, apparently there was a TikTok that because apparently he's from Baltimore, and there are a lot of stories from women similar to Libby's age, who have said that he's been a creep, that he's essayed women, that he's well known for this, that he's the word has gotten around town that he is not to be, not a good situation.
That's very unfortunate and weird, and it makes sense because other than in general, we've talked about the age gap. For the most part, I feel like if you're an adult of a certain age, not Libby's age, and you're consenting, I honestly don't give a fuck what you do. However, what I noticed with him specifically is his black friend who was checking him said, well, I knew exactly what she was going to look like. I knew exactly what age she was going to be because you always go from 22 to 18, blonde. And I said, and a burgundy flag, a black flag. Like, bitch, that's death walking. That's weird. You're weird. I think if it is a pattern of you consistently dating 22, 21, 20-year-olds, that is where it's getting creepy and weird. And the allegations are making sense to me because that was when I was like, okay, no. At first, before I knew the details, I'm just letting him be him. I'm like, okay, I get whatever. I didn't like it. But when I found out that every single person he dates is similar to Libby, looks like Libby, etc., that's when it's like, you're a weird ass bitch. And then your daughter's 15. What does she look like? I'm scared.
You have they're teenagers basically, or preteens, and you are creeping on other younger girls that are not, even Libby said, not far from her age. Like it's scarily close. I don't know what that tells. I don't know. Does he have full? I don't think he has full custody. Is it split? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he has a great relationship with his baby mama allegedly, and that allegedly they both have some sort of custody.
That's his story, right?
So how old?
Right.
I don't know what that's about, but it's not what you're saying probably. Because why did it end? I want to know how that happened. I wish that was more fleshed out. I wish it was more fleshed out.
I agree.
I feel like I still don't know him that well, and he just kind of like regurgitates the same things over and over again. And I don't know. Obviously, like we don't have enough airtime with a lot of these couples, and Libby's just a fun time. But at the same time, I'm like, Libby, what do you see? All I see that she says, or all I hear is he's got his stuff together. He seems responsible. And I'm like, that bar, I know it's low, like the bar for men is on the ground, but you can't just go with that. Like that can't be the only thing. That means like you're just looking for a protector and a dad, basically. Like
like the thing she's listing off, it's like those are things he would learn after being a dad for 15 years. He's been a dad your whole life, baby. So it's like obviously he's gonna learn to be mature or be well put together. And that's where it's like, okay, girl, you like you said, we need to vet a little more, but she's so young. It's like I almost don't expect her to have the capacity to vet more. And some women her age can. She maybe can as well. But there's also other things that you gain from experiencing more and more men, from experiencing more and more relationships, all of those things. And he clearly has dated 921-year-olds. So he has experience of seeming like an attractive like person to court. Whereas with Libby, she's really just being herself. From what I see, Andrew is like actively presenting himself as a quotable man, and I think Libby is just being herself. And it's almost like when I hear their conversations, she says something and he says something that affirms what she's saying, and it's like because there's a power imbalance due to the age, I automatically am looking at him sideways at like, are you just saying this because this is something she wants you to say? There's even times she's damn near berating him, but he's like allowing it because of whatever. I think she is a little too young because she's like, yeah, you are my little stupid little munchkin who's dumb and funny. And it's like, what? He said the craziest things, and he was just like, I am. And it's like, you're just saying you are because you're a young woman and her to be your girlfriend.
Their lifestyles are different too. He literally says, "Oh, this is like the most I do." Usually more of a homebody anyway. And Libby's like living her life like as she should. She's a young, in her 20s. Like, and he does say, "I don't want to hold you back." It seems very to me like, let me just put it on her. I don't need to be the one that makes the decision in case it doesn't work out. And I don't want to hold you back because it's not about, it's gaslighting tactics in a way, because you're saying, I'm okay with everything that happens, but if you're not okay with it, then we don't need to do it.
Right. Yeah. And she trapped him real quick because she said, well, no, that's okay. I like relationships like that. I like to do my own thing. And, I said, oh, Libby not taking this seriously. She's not taking this seriously and she don't care because there's no way that you would say something like that. He said, well, I don't want to, I work a lot. I do this, I do that. And she said, oh, that's okay. Yep. You can do whatever you want during the day. I might actually only see you twice a week. So that's essentially what she was saying.
That is what she said.
So she wasn't taking this seriously. And you know what? That made me feel slightly better, but we didn't get that until like episode 6. So I was worried for a while there until Libby said that. And I was like, you know what? I don't even think she wants this man for real. And that's why she's like, it's fine. You have a 15-year-old kid. That's absolutely fine. So I don't know. I was very concerned the entire time, and it was very, very scary. And he's actually the man I was talking about that was saying a lot of things like, oh, you're so mature. You're so mature for your age. Oh, I never would have known.
Which she is not. No shade.
She's not, and that's fine. Like, we are very similar in age, and she's really like, she would have been my girl. Like, exactly. Like, we're very similar in age, and she acts kind of like me. She's not that mature. I'm sorry. Like, maybe neither am I. There's nothing wrong with that because at the age we're at, it is what it is. Like 38. What do you see in that?
Right.
That makes no sense.
A daddy? Like, unfortunately, that's what that is. That's a dad.
Right.
Like,
right. And what does he see in her?
2 times.
A daughter?
Like, come on now.
Like,
but I think. Oh, go ahead, Armanti.
Yeah, I was like, you've talked. No, because I was just gonna say this was actually like even more than like Vanelle and Jorge, like their relationship and Derek and Pfeiffer, which we'll get to, was like they were kind of like the scariest ones in my opinion, just because like this show, like because we're seeing these like skeevy men in such like curated fashions where we do see Andrew being very agreeable with Libby and being, they're having these fun moments like on the beach, they're kicking around the soccer ball and like doing stuff in the bed, in the bathroom and making cute videos and whatnot. Like like I found myself like almost like being endeared to their relationship to the
Yeah.
point where I was like, wait, like maybe they are a cute couple. And then I had to step back and be like, whoa.
Wait.
I said, whoa, like I'm seeing 1% of what this man is. Like I'm seeing the very few like merits of like their relationship of like the goofy times. Like there's so much bad about Andrew
100%.
that like they're not showing us, like that I'm sure like happened during this like experiment. That I can't like the fact that this show like took it upon themselves to like create this like, you know, nice image of their relationship and stuff, like without showing the negative things that I'm sure were there, is like so like dangerous for our society as a whole.
Incredibly dangerous. And I think one of the reasons, Armando, we felt like, oh, hold on, they might be a little cute, is because he acts about 27. And I just kept forgetting that he was 38. And that's why I was so scared. Every time I would remember, like, hold on, you're actually 40 right now. And this is scary. So I think that was one of the reasons why I kept on feeling like, oh, they might be actually cute, until I was like, no.
It was cringe. It was cringe for me. It was honestly, he's trying to do affirmations with her, and I'm like, I like that you're trying to do something she likes, but it's weird for me that you're the way that he would go about. I don't know. It's just the way he talked. It gave me the ick. But
I agree.
That's a me problem. I don't know.
I feel like that's kind of why for them, I don't have much like more thoughts, because I'm like, other than they didn't have a event, they didn't have like a prop, they didn't have like a big thing, because they weren't going that deep. Like we've kind of discussed like the moments with them, and then of course near the end they meet their friends. That's like the last thing. That's the last thing with them, is when they meet their friends, and Andrew talks to Libby's friends, and they're grilling the fuck out of him. I will say, specifically, Nina, I think is her name. She was like, okay, so what's T? How old are you? Where are you from? Do you have kids? How old are your kids? And then she's looking at Libby like, okay. That's right. And then she keeps asking. And it's like, thank you. I love any family member, friend who treats this like seriously. You can tell that they're caring about her. And I respected that. I was like, go friends. You go.
Yeah. I was very scared that they were just gonna like, yes, you got yourself a daddy. Like, yeah. I thought I really was very worried that they were gonna like hype her up or just be like very neutral about the situation. So I'm glad they came, you know, how they came.
They were honest, and they're like, are you sure you want to be a stepmother? Like, Libby, don't think about
literally
this. Like, newsflash, reality check. And I love how at the end, you know, when they do their little confessional, they said that she's in her little bubble, which they really are in such a bubble that once that breaks and they meet each other's family and friends, reality starts seeping through, and they can like see that their friend is not seeing what they're seeing. And we'll get to the other couples, but some people are more affected by the friends and family. And for whatever this was, Libby didn't seem like she understood what her friends were saying, but she kind of was like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm not listening to anyone.
She was standing on it, unfortunately. What's interesting to me is also like his friends. I feel like that's a perspective we don't normally see. Like his friends coming in this situation where we're hearing other 38-year-olds speak to another 38-year-old man, and then they're all men. And it's like, we're discussing this relationship with a 22-year-old that he's having. So I did think that was a totally interesting situation there. I was like, oh, this is.
I mean, his friend. You can go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the fact that they sound disappointed. That's really
that too.
Yeah.
I mean, his friend literally said she will not be able to rent a car if you guys need to rent a car.
What's funny? Like, what? Like, what the fuck is funny? I don't know. And then even the friend that was like, the friend encouraged him to do this. One of them, he was like, yeah, he's the one who helped me decide to get on the show. Okay. And then,
that was weird.
But this is what's interesting. They're both married. Both of his friends are married men. He's the only one single, because I don't know why, but he's continuously dating 22-year-olds. So I'm like, is that probably the reason, weirdo? But it was just interesting. And his friend didn't automatically say, yes, get with her. He was kind of like, well, are you sure? Like, there's so many things. You have daughters at her age. What about the club you work at or whatever the fuck? Like, they asked him so many questions, and I'm like, yes. Think about these things, King, because also, what are you doing? No shade. Like, how do you think you have kids, you have 2 daughters, you have to raise them, and you have somebody who could be your daughter helping raise. Like, think about what the fuck you're doing. What are we doing here? Crazy?
You are, but not about this. Yeah.
Bye. But that's all I had. Any more thoughts on that?
No.
I mean, commitment ceremony. They do.
They're committed.
Which is
unfortunately, you see how I tried to ignore that. Damn it. They're committed, obviously, because she don't know a dang, and he know exactly what.
They tried to do a turn where it seemed like he was the one, like, who was questioning whether or not they should move forward. I know that was fake. Like, he never once questioned. Like, he was always gonna commit to her. Please,
right?
I didn't believe that at all. Child, we move. The next couple we have. Here we go again.
This is insidious.
You know, okay. Derek is 43. Pfeiffer is 23. I want to speak on Pfeiffer specifically. She's actually my favorite of this show. I actually really do like Pfeiffer. I fucked with her.
Ooh.
I fucked with her thought processes on a lot of stuff.
I can't say the same.
She is. Y'all gonna get her. Y'all gonna get her for me. I like her thought processes because I'm considering that she's 23, and I'm like, you being 23 and you doing more work than this nigga is when I was like, oh, okay, I respect you a little bit. Gorgeous girl. But what's crazy to me is I'm watching her and I'm like, this is a girl. Like, I don't see a woman. I don't see any romantic, any sexual. I don't see anything. And she is she's like 4 years younger than me. And I'm still like, this is not anyone I would ever approach. Ever. She looks very young. And I think that's what's throwing me. Her and Libby look like little girls. Unfortunately, I don't know if they want to look like grown women. You don't look like grown women right now. To me, they look like little girls. And that's why I'm like, bitch, I'm uncomfortable. The fuck? We move.
I feel like her saying, okay. But I feel like her saying that she was like convinced that he was 30, and I'm like, yes, he looks very young, but baby, so do you. And I don't know why he would find, like, mind you, let me just preface. These are actually probably my 2 favorite people in the entire show. And this is still insidious. As you said, this is scary. I'm so scared.
Armanti, what are they on right now? What are these 2 on?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm sorry, these are
I
my
like
people.
I'll let you go.
Okay, go. Yeah.
Okay, he kind of scared me at the end. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I do feel like these were my 2 favorite people, probably because we got like nothing but good things of them. Listen, the edit tricked me. I don't know what to say. Well, I don't know if it really tricked me. I'm self-aware that the edit only showed me exactly what they wanted to show me. And I just feel like this is really like, Pfeiffer looks like she's 19.
Yeah.
Like, I actually didn't even know. I also thought she was younger than me. And this is not to say that I'm so much more mature than her. She like moved across the country. She did all this. I'm not doing that. However, that doesn't mean that she wants to be a stepmother. And also, it doesn't mean that she should be in a relationship with a 43-year-old. Like, I literally, it's so scary. It's so scary. No.
Yeah, let me get into Pfeiffer, because
Get a girl.
she's unfortunately, despite her demeanor, I actually think she's even less mature than Libby. I think Pfeiffer is the type of girl. First of all, she looks like she's supposed to be on Big Brother, in the Big Brother house.
I was just
That's true. I do agree.
She looks like the type of
does.
player who would she would be a floater. First of all, she'd probably be in a show dance.
Wouldn't do a thing.
She would get nominated,
LSFTs.
she would get nominated, win the veto, and then not know that she can use the veto on herself. Like, or she would use it on her man. Like, that's the type of player Pfeiffer gives. Like, she's just so delusional about like everything that like Derek was saying to her, and like the prospect of their relationship. Like, the fact that she was so certain, like, immediately about moving to this man's home city and just like starting over her life and being like, yeah, this is for me. I'm doing it for me, guys. Like, it wasn't until like episode 8, the last episode, that she was even like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm actually moving for this 43-year-old Black Latino. I don't know what the fuck he got going on.
Asian,
POC man.
something.
Colored man.
Dominican.
POC.
For this 43-year-old POC man with children, let's get into that.
Like, grown children. Well, okay,
her
not grown,
her view on the world just
15.
felt like she didn't even I feel like Libby was at least asking these questions about like, oh, like is Andrew kind of a weirdo? Like, I don't know, should I think about this and that? Whereas Pfeiffer was just like, yeah, this is the man I want to be with. And she was just like, yeah, let's go. Let's be together forever. I was like, what? Like, it just didn't.
Yeah.
Those are almost like basically all the points I was going to say about Pfeiffer, because I felt the same way. And I felt that she had it like a shield around her of like, I'm this mature, independent girl. I've like moved cross country. I've had a tough time like growing up, and like she has her story. She's like got, her parents split up, all of that. Right. But I'm like, I think maybe you're just on the wrong show, as well as like, you probably also need therapy. Like everybody needs therapy, but I think there's just a lot of trauma bonding. I think that was happening with both of them, saying they grew up with their dads, I believe, and that they like really bonded over that. And I think him just having some of his life together with having children, just like Andrew, makes her feel like, okay, he has some of it together. And like, it's like a part of you that like you want to be secure and safe. And I'm not about to psychoanalyze her, but like, that's kind of what I saw of like, why is she so like drawn to be with this person? How does she all of a sudden decide to like maybe move her life? And then when she gets that like gut instinct that tells her, hey, maybe this isn't right, she decides to go back on it. Like, you're crying, you're having a mental breakdown, and it's for a reason, because you're coming to grips with like actually she literally says like, what am I doing? Like, what am I actually doing? And I thought it was over at that point. And lo and behold, she just flips again. So really, that's like immaturity, to like the best way to show it. I don't know whether her or Libby are more immature. It's not a competition. These babies just need to be off the show. And
no shade.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's still together. I think I heard, we can talk about the tea.
Yeah, what we heard. I y'all spill. No shade. Y'all spill at the end of the day. But the point you touched on about her parents, like, I will psychoanalyze people. I will. Derek mentions, and I wrote this down, that his parents split before he was born. So he was raised in a household where his parents weren't there, and his view on he specifically said, my view on relationships was affected because of that, and I have been viewing relationships very specifically based on that. And I also noticed that Jorge mentioned that his parents were split from a young age as well. And the truth of the matter is, if you ever go to a therapist, if you ever go to a therapist, not a psychiatrist, because they just give you the medicine, a therapist, they will tell you that, baby, what's tea about your parents? Period. Every single time. The truth is, it's obviously everyone in a split household or with parent trouble is not going to have the same reaction or the same trauma or the same thing. It's different for every single person. But it was interesting to me that I heard those two men, and I want to say another man, also say the same thing, who was older than his partner, also say the same thing about them viewing relationships through their parents and their parents being separated, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what happened with that trauma, but baby, that's trauma. At the end of the day, you need to go to a therapist and fix that and figure that out, because they mentioned it for a reason. Like, it's being brought up in the confessional for a reason. You're saying it's shaping your view of relationships for a reason. That clearly means that there's something connected there. And I feel like that's a clear indication of potentially why Derek is so open to dating someone who is 5 years older than his daughter. Period.
And he's too chill.
Absolutely.
She's crying.
Way too chill.
I screaming, throwing up, and he's just sitting there like
I was like, this is really like, it was really cold. Like, I was like, oh.
No, it was weird. And
it was really weird.
That's why I appreciated Pfeiffer in this relationship, because he was so unhelpful about anything. Every conversation she's asking about the kids. She literally told him how she was going to meet his kids. She said, by the way, I'm going to meet your kids after time has passed, after we did this, and this, after you let them know first. She told him. That's why I'm like, damn, nigga, what are you going to do? Nothing? Because after that, like, that situation happened later on when she's talking about the moving. She's like, by the way, we need to talk about this moving thing, because you're just sitting here willy-nilly. What's tea on the moving? Because I was considering moving, but this, and this. We haven't talked about this. I'm like, damn, she is carrying everything, and you're 40. godly, like you don't have shit together in my mind, because if you're approaching a relationship without talking about any of this stuff, and this 23-year-old has to bring up all of these different things, then what the fuck are you doing? You're not even ready for a relationship, which he kind of mentioned that. I don't know if he mentioned that he only had one or he hadn't had a lot or something, but I remember him mentioning something about relationships. And I'm like, baby, you sound like you're not ready for one and you're 43. Work on yourself alone or something.
Period.
Can we talk about them meeting her parents and her meeting his cousin?
Let's get there.
Yeah. We need to.
Let's
First, let's get on the parents of Pfeiffer, because why the fuck were they that fucking cool with that relationship?
Like, I was so, and you know, I'm 23, and I sat there, obviously watching with my parents once again, and I said, guys, would you let me date? And my mom was like, at the end of the day, it's not really let. And my dad said, no, it's not let. Like, no, actually, it wouldn't have happened. And you know what? My parents actually had different views on it, because my mom was like, at the end of the day, like, you're an adult, and I would be absolutely sick to my stomach if you brought home a 43-year-old. However, I can't really control what you do. And I would just hope that everything I have instilled in you, and the morals and the ethics and the being able to see red flags has worked. Like, I'm just gonna hope that has worked, and that you realize, like, and obviously she would give her opinion, and my dad was like, well, it's not happening. Like, if he sits down at the table, like, I'm gonna have to walk him out and make sure he knows this is not happening. So I just don't really understand why, like, even with my mom saying that she wouldn't be able to do anything about it, she still would have had a very big opinion, and she would have had an opinion to his face. They had zero opinion. And that's what was really scaring me. And you know what? Maybe that's why it's very Freudian. Maybe that's why she attracted to him, because he has no opinion on nothing.
No
Parents have no opinion on anything. So it's giving just very Freudian. It makes sense.
And she made it seem like her dad was gonna be this big badass about he's not gonna be okay with this one. He's not gonna be okay with he was in tears over this man.
Like, joy.
I think she's
crying instead of talking.
The perfect man. Like, what? There's no way.
Is it ignorant for me to say that her dad should have like, I was surprised that her mom was speaking. So he didn't say a word at that table. He said a word in confessionals. His mom,
he didn't say a word the whole show.
The entire time. I'm like, what's happening? I was like, I was like, I hope I'm not thinking of this in like a masculine, feminine way or whatever. But I was just like, why is dad not speaking? Like, this is a whole man trying to date your daughter, and he's damn near your age. What the fuck are you doing? What are you thinking? And then he went in the room. She's just so mature. I just love this for her. Whoa. You need help. That was crazy to me. Like, he didn't vet this man at all. And he just, I guess, and this, I'm not saying don't trust your daughter, because his reason was, I trust her judgment so much, and I'm so comfortable with her judgment as my daughter. And a part of that, it's like, I that concept is beautiful in a separate situation. You know what I mean?
The concept.
The concept.
Yeah.
But what's happening in reality, I think that's what happened. He needs to come to reality. This is insane. Like, he didn't even ask her questions from what we saw. He didn't even ask her questions. What are we doing?
The mom started off okay when she was saying, oh, they're not in the real world yet. They haven't been hit with real things like little daily life and her, like the kids and all this. I'm like, okay, she's going somewhere like with this. But then she is okay with their relationship and doesn't seem to have any questions that are actually meaningful. And in the diary room or the confessional, she's like, they're both supportive. And for me, very unrelatable. If it was my parents, they would have dragged me out of there, actually, would have told me I wouldn't be able to see this man ever again. Like, I don't care if you're 23 and you're technically an adult, like, you obviously don't know what's good for you. Like, and that's not healthy either. I'm not saying it is, but it was so interesting to see them be so complacent and passive. And obviously it's edited down. I don't know what else they talked about. I wish we got more. But the thing that I thought was interesting was the cousin interaction with Derek and Pfeiffer.
The interview.
Yeah. Because she was so shook when she found out that the age of Pfeiffer, and she had, I mean, she was very genuine and like, I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think this is a good idea. Like, this age gap is way bigger than I thought it would be. And he has kids. Like, how is he going to deal with being with her and being with the kids? And Pfeiffer saying, oh, I'm okay with like one date a month. I'm like, we're already starting low. Like, we're not. It's the same thing with Libby, where it's like we're compromising way too much and giving too much of our own life away for stuff that you're probably not going to be okay with down the line. The one date a month won't even happen, and then it will be like once every few months. Like, you can't give up on yourself first either.
Very much so. The cousin,
the cousin. I love her. I can tell that, like, from the style of which she was having this conversation, very job interview like, when she was like, correct, that's a good answer, that's a good response. I could tell that unfortunately she's been in this position before, where he's brought around these, younger girls who probably don't seem like they're fit to handle the lifestyle that he would be bringing into their lives. And so I think she feels the sense that she has to really, like, check, make sure they check all these boxes so that they're ready for what they're stepping into, which is and I mean, it's already a little fishy that his cousin is the one who came to
I was thinking that too.
Check out this girl. I'm like, what? Like, nobody in the immediate family was around.
Shit, bring your kids.
Random.
Oh, the hell? Could have brought kids. Okay. They have a brain. They're teenagers.
You have them.
I mean,
I was gonna say
they're old enough.
they're literally teenagers.
But
they could have conducted the interview. Like,
but this is when we see, after all of this, Pfeiffer is thinking about, I guess, potentially regretting it, because she's like, I'm giving my life away. We kind of already discussed it. Elia brought it up earlier. She's doing this, and then by the time we get to the commitment, she goes back on all of those thoughts she had. So part of me is like, bitch, it didn't even matter. Oh, queen, it didn't even matter. Like, girl, you said all of that for what? Like, what's going on? So they get committed. She says, I'm 100% committed. Of course he is. So they are in a, and you know what, I was so tense while watching the commitment ceremonies, but then I remembered, by the end, I remembered, wait, they're not all married, only, we'll get there. But I was like, oh, wait, they're not married. She could always break up with him. So that thought is giving me relief. But
did anyone else clock those? I mean, there's no way you could have missed those mosquitoes or flies that were around.
Yes,
I didn't.
The majority of the couples, they're just like complete swarm, like a swarm of them in front of their faces the whole time. It was so distracting.
Imagine move them to the right, move them to the left, move them up a little bit.
Something. And then I started to feel like, well, there's no way that this makes sense. The editing being so choppy makes sense, because they probably had so many clips of them going like this, and they had to edit out everything that they said. And I was just like, we're missing so much content because of these stupid gnats. Like, I was so annoyed.
The last thing I will say about Derek and Pfeiffer, I know I went in a lot on Pfeiffer, but that's only because Derek gave nothing the entire. Like, I have nothing to say about him. Like, I'm sure he's horrible. Again, I take sides.
I'm sure he's horrible.
I'm on Pfeiffer's side. But Derek, I mean, there was other than like forcing her to move across the country for, like, there's nothing really to discuss. He didn't, which actually I think makes him more insidious. The fact that he had no opinion, perspective on anything throughout the entire course of this season. I don't want whatever is hidden inside of that Ken doll of his.
Period.
Well, the tea is that they're not together anymore.
Thank
God. I think everybody's relieved to hear that.
We won. Pfeiffer parents in the background. No, we love them.
Pfeiffer's dad is in heartbroken.
Distraught.
Okay, we move. We have, this is a tricky one. Chris and Leah. We have Chris and Leah. Chris is 26. Leah is 41. What is this? The smallest age gap we've had so far? It's not actually. God damn. These people were like, wow. But we have Chris and we have Leah.
No, I think this is smallest age gap. Right?
How did we get here? I never really understood why they were clicking in the first place.
So forced.
We didn't even get to see
it. Was very.
We always saw Chris and Vanessa in the pool. And it's right. And then very much so at the very, very end, we didn't even get to see any scenes. We got to see one scene of them, and then they were getting locked in the little truth booth or whatever the fuck the room was called. Where they decided, girl, the booth, and they decided to move forward. So I was like, we don't even have the context behind them. But of the males, I liked Chris. I think. Yeah.
Right, Heavy on I think. Like I liked him, but it's like also do I know anything about him?
Like Heavy on I think.
Yeah.
Like
this.
Like
Yeah,
I liked him.
This relationship was hard for me just because I mean so many factors. Obviously, they do have the smallest age gap, and so I want to be like, okay, like maybe that is okay, but it's still like 26 and 41. That's really
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
listening.
feel. I didn't feel the age gap.
and also of course like Leah's the only other black woman who was a part of this, so
Yeah,
of course
real.
I wanted I don't want to ever think negatively about her. And also, baby, personally, I was living a little vicariously through it because I wanted Chris back.
Baby, that man is he look good. We
Baby,
can go to
them
the
hard.
he don't want to go to the gym. You go to your gym, I go to my gym. Like you go
My
to your room, I go
brown-
to my room. Whatever I need to do. Please, King. Like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Listen,
Yeah.
Chris
And-
is a brown brother of mine. I don't know him personally, but by blood probably. Listen, I've known a lot of Chris's, okay? And there's nothing too sinister about him. There might be, we don't know, but not really compared to the other men on this show. I know bar is low, but he was not ready for this. He was not. I don't even know if like he's ever been in an interracial relationship, which I wish they talked about as well, because I think that's
I wish we got
important
that
to
too.
address.
Mhm.
He kind of, to me, at first gave me F-boy energy, but like I was like, oh, I know him. I know that guy. Like he could give a little this, a little bit of that. He's like a businessman or something. He's also 26. Okay.
Mhm.
I do want to talk about how men are, even if you're past 25, you're mentally a little bit still behind. Women are just so much more sometimes mature. Not every woman, but most women. Okay. I can't speak for everyone. So this is tricky when the woman is older than the man, even though I like to see it because we don't see that as much in society where the woman is older. But I just feel like there was so much here that wasn't addressed. And Leah's a flight attendant, and that's another like layer to all of this because flight attendant culture is also a whole different thing, and they're like traveling all the time. There's stuff that comes with that. She's probably like not wanting to be stuck in one place. He actually wants to have roots, so his family is, and the whole living and moving thing. That's a big question in a lot of these relationships, and that's just one small problem out of all of this. And Leah was, I don't know, clingy is not the right word, but she did want to spend a lot of time with him, and he was not even like, able to handle that. And it's like, bro, you live like on your own. You need to learn how to live with someone, but also you need to have the like grown-up conversation. If she's like crossing boundaries, you got to talk about it. You can't just break down or ignore her and make her feel unwanted.
Very much so. Girl saying Leah in the chat. I don't know if this is Leah, but shout out to Leah in the chat, girl.
Tell us something only Leah would know. Tell us something only Leah
I love
would know.
her.
Tell us the tea. Forewarning that we put the real in reality. So,
Yes.
so we got to put the real regardless
Right.
if you in the chat or not. Queen, love you.
And I will have to put the real in reality right now. Okay, at the end of the day, I love Leah's energy. Like she's very giggly, cute, and she's very pretty. Like she ate. She did not look 41. I mean, 41's not old,
No.
but she did not look 41. Like I definitely thought she was in her 30s.
I agree.
I do have to say, Hallie was trying not to say that she was being clingy. I do feel like it's different. In relationships, like one of the most important things is like matching the way you show love, and that quality time was not it for him, baby. And I do think that the way that their difference in communication styles and their love languages was handled was not correct at all. Neither of them communicated the way that I feel like they should have. Like I feel like Leah saying like, oh my God, you hate me. Like I was like, well, Leah.
He didn't say that.
Leah,
He didn't say that.
Yeah.
Like Leah.
But she
right.
did.
And then
I think she
also
did.
Chris also was like,
No, he didn't.
well,
say
I just want to go to the gym. I just want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I just want to go to the gym. It was just like very like, oh my God, this feels like not like
He's not ready.
It didn't it did not feel. It just was not compatible at all. I just knew it was never gonna work, and you could be attracted to each other, but relationship wise, it wasn't. It was never gonna work. I don't know.
I do agree. It's this, and the reason I think I like Chris a lot is Chris reminds me of myself. In my first real relationship, his mom mentioned this is his first long-term, or this would be his first long-term relationship if he were to continue with it. And I remember having so many of the similar same struggles because of a love language disconnect. That person loved physical touch. I did not. So it became a issue that it feels like it shouldn't have been an issue, because it's okay, why are we struggling because you want this thing from me and I don't necessarily want this thing? And it almost feels frustrating. And I Chris crying, I fully understand it, because it's I like you, I enjoy you, I want to be with you, and this thing I feel should be arbitrary because it's just a language of love, and it's I still love you, but you feel I don't, because that's how you love. And maybe even vice versa. And I think that's the issue with this and why it was so hard. And me and that person had to end that relationship for the same reason. So it's it's really unfortunate. It's I genuinely can't currently at this time show you the love that you need in the way that you want it in this fast-paced environment. And I think that was what was so frustrating for Chris. And that's why I really felt him, because I'm I think he does care about her, especially the way he was reacting and feeling bad about it and crying about it and trying, I do think he was trying mentally, but physically it just didn't seem like he changed anything. He didn't compromise. And when people are saying Chris wasn't ready, I see it, because it's you have to compromise in a relationship. You feel me? But we move. Oh, not the crime scene was a retake.
I was about to say Leah's giving the tea.
Well,
let's get that tea. What else she say? She said we were the last couple to match at the retreat in Whistler, so that's why our storyline felt rushed. So they were at the very end. The crime scene was a retake. So was the crime fake? You said it was a retake. Do you feel he was actually crying, or do you feel he was fake crying? That's what I wanted.
I mean, do you need to get up in here? Because
right, do I need to send you the link?
Oh, Chris told me. Let's pin it.
Chris told me he on reality TV since he was a kid.
And you know what? I was about to bring this up. Okay. I have a theory.
What's the theory?
I feel like there's two men in particular, and I'm not excusing the other men. There was just two men I had a very strong inkling on that maybe weren't quite evil, but also definitely wanted to be on TV. And
that's right.
Just stuck it out because they wanted to be on TV. And Chris is one of them. And I actually don't think Chris is a bad guy. I probably I would want to be on TV too. But I also think that he knew that they were not compatible and stuck it out a lot longer, even though I still think that he had feelings for Leah. I think that the fact that he knew that they were not compatible was a little bit stronger and kind of just kept it out, because he was you know what, I'm still on TV right now and I'm still getting a check. So and honestly, I'm sorry, I really do feel like that. And now that Leah's saying that,
she says the crying on the bed was real, the crying with his mom, however, and she had a strong feeling he was gonna say no, but wanted to give him a bit of the doubt. What's up, Leah?
I said, did I miss this, or did he meet any of Leah's family or friends? Leah, did they film that, or was that filmed?
That's a good question, because we didn't see that. We only saw her meet his mom, which I love his mom, and I think I think his mom is a reflection of him, because although he has his problems, I did feel like Chris had, or not this answer. Pause on what I was saying. Leah says they cut the family scenes for a time.
I don't know.
So that's
not
our
family scenes for a time, allegedly. And that's where we get weird again, because it's already weird with the casting. It's already weird with the people they decide to move forward. It's already weird with the shit. And now we see this the family flew to Canada, did the filming, cut it for time,
and didn't even.
This is not on a network.
They were the only couple who didn't commit. So you would think they would show the details of this couple. Every other couple committed. why would you show every other couple's family and cut the one couple who did not commit at the end of the experiment? That doesn't make sense edit-wise.
It doesn't make sense at all. And also, this is not getting edited for a network that's on like
well, you have to like
regular live TV.
You're confined to like commercials and stuff, right?
Yeah,
they have
right. Like I'm confused. This is Netflix. Like, what are we doing?
One episode an hour, one episode 50 minutes, one episode 55, one episode like you could have added a 3 minute scene.
3 minutes.
Oh,
but we move.
Well,
we move.
Well, but let's not move. Actually, let's stand right. Because let's talk about how we had 10 people going into this commitment ceremony.
We did.
One of them was a Black woman.
We did.
That same person was also the only person who got rejected in the end.
That's true.
Everybody else got committed too, except
true.
this one Black woman. And of course, you know, people are gonna say we're harping on the race thing, blah blah blah, whatever.
As we should.
It's just a little like in a vacuum. Of course, like this isn't directly due to them targeting the Black woman as being the one who doesn't get picked, right? Because they chose their couples voluntarily. It was all consensual, but it's a little sickening, you know, to see it happen. Like it just feels like too much to be a coincidence that was the way things ended up, especially when you have other couples who had so much friction and who should not have said yes to each other. It's just a little odd. It's a little odd.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
go ahead, Leah.
I was just saying, knowing what she knows now, I wonder if Leah would have done the whole thing, or if she would have not changed a thing about the experiment or the experience. I'm curious about that.
And the tea is with Netflix, I've gotten on them multiple times for Love is Blind casting, but it's here as well. And every love show, it's so interesting that they cast the cast knowing who the other people are around them. And it's like, you would think you would intentionally cast people who are open to interracial relationships if you're going to cast different races. But mind you, barely, because 90% of the cast was still white. There was still barely any other races relevant. I don't even know exactly what Chris is, but I don't believe he is white fully. So it's like, we have Chris, we have Leah, we had Jorge, we had Vanel, and then whom else?
Yeah, Chris is Lebanese.
And Derek. So
Chris
it's like
and apparently Logan, that was a shock.
Oh yeah,
Logan
that was tea. That was tea. But it's like the overwhelming majority is white. And I think, and that's another thing, I think they specifically, obviously, in my opinion, chose Leah and Chris because we need to have a Black woman who can move forward. We need to have a racial, a lot of different races included, which I appreciate. But if you're going to do that, I do feel like it's also important to make sure that the men in the experiment are willing to actually settle down. And I doubt that they did the due diligence to ensure that that was a possibility, which is why we get only one Black woman at the commencement and her, like you said, not getting denied. And it's like, y'all just need to do better with the casting, because I really feel like that's the problem. I don't mind, like, Chris. I do think Chris genuinely was trying. I do think Chris was genuinely within this experiment. I don't think he had a problem when it came to that. But I do think it's interesting, like you said, Armanti, it's like we had one, and the one we didn't get to see move forward. No shade. I wish we didn't get to see anybody move forward, because I don't agree with that. I feel like everybody's relationship was giving chop. No shade. But I was saying earlier that I liked his mom, and I like him, and I felt like it was a reflection. Her communication with him was a reflection of his, I guess, maturity that I noticed, or I feel I noticed. We only get to see it edit, but I did like that he asked his mom to tell him why not. I feel like that's something we didn't see anyone else ever, whether they were the older person or the younger person, ever ask their family. They never said, why shouldn't I do this? And can you tell me why? He specifically said, look, mom, why shouldn't I do this? Tell me why. And I felt like that was very mature, in my opinion. I think that is a good way of trying to genuinely gauge if this is something you want to do. But I also think he had doubts, which is why he asked that. But still, her response, I loved. She was being candid. She was like, well, look, baby, if it's this hard and y'all just started, like, maybe this isn't the right thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I appreciated the conversation. I liked it personally. Period.
Agreed.
Yep.
Not a surprising ending, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. So we get to the commencement, of course. Leah decides to commit. Chris decides not to. He basically says, look, this is hard. This is the first time I felt like I wasn't myself, so I have to remove myself. I think he needs more experience in relationships. I don't think he was ready for a relationship, period, because all of his problems seem like things that occur when you have a relationship. He was struggling living with her. He was struggling spending time with her. He was struggling feeling like himself. He started feeling like an other. And it's like, sir, that's because you need experience in a relationship.
She's also not a mind reader. Like, you got to talk to people. You got to say what's going on. And I think for him, it just was like bottled up over time. And then he just couldn't handle it anymore. It's like, well, we got to communicate. That's kind of the first thing you got to do in a relationship.
Yeah. I also, like, in hindsight, like, I think I understand Leah's perspective on it a little more. Because, like, they're in this, like, environment where, like, the only thing going on in their lives is, like, getting to know each other and, like, seeing if they work as a couple. So, like, it makes sense. Like, given the circumstances that she wants to, like, kind of be attached to him during this time period. Because, like, there's what else are we doing here? You
That's
know,
real.
like, we're not going to work, seeing our normal friends and family and things. And, like, it's also like, I don't think Chris needed to be as worried as he was about how much time they were spending together, because once they do get out into the real world, like, she's a flight attendant, she's gonna be off in different states, countries, all these, like, you won't be like, you literally won't have a choice but to be apart from each other. So, you know, it didn't, you know, I think he made that a bigger issue than maybe it needed to be.
I agree. Child, we move. Who we got? Ooh.
Oh God.
Ooh. John and Teresa. John is 27. Teresa is 54. And you could tell. Oh, damn. I didn't even need to say that. Fuck. But I will say, a part of the reason I said it is because they were acting like they couldn't tell each other's age a little bit more than everybody else. And I was like, you couldn't see in his eyes that he looks your son's age. Sir, you couldn't see.
Well, no.
I will say, I will say,
I
will say, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I did.
Now on him,
30s, baby.
He couldn't see that she was oh my God.
Yeah.
And we'll get there, but his mama look younger than her and she's not. So there's that.
That's the part. That's the part. It's like, I can kind of understand on her part, because he could be anywhere in like a 10-year gap age range, maybe, but I don't know what he thought was happening. And
yeah,
I mean, look, at the end of the day, John clearly, if we have cradle robbers, we have grave robbers. Because John, he likes that. He likes them older women. That's clear. Like, the way that man dresses, behaves, he's ready to be settled down. Like, he looks like he spent 30 years in financial consulting. Like, that man, like, he puts on his reading glasses. That man is ready to be an old man with grown kids. Like,
I have a question though, y'all. Like, to be real, we put the real. How does that happen? Like, I'm not trying to shame anybody right now. I'm genuinely curious. Like, do we call it a preference? Like, what do we call that? Because it does seem like he is attracted to older women, specifically almost. And it's like, how does that occur? Is that something that is like, should it be
Freudian?
normal? Like, what right? Is it Freudian? Because me personally, naturally, as I grow, I continuously am attracted to the people around my age. When I'm 50, I'm likely going to like people who are 50, because now that I'm 27, I like people that are 27 or 28 or 26. And then when I was younger, I like people who are younger. So, like, for me, it naturally goes with my own age. And I'm like, is that a neurological? What do y'all think? Kelly, you in the science and shit?
Listen, I'm just like you. I don't really know what the answer is with John. I don't know why, and it doesn't really matter why. He's ready. He's ready to commit. He doesn't even want kids. He says he doesn't want kids. I don't know if his mind will change. I don't know any of that. I it is interesting though, like when she finds out his age, she was way more not upset. I wouldn't say upset, but
she was distraught,
very concerned, very distraught.
Yeah.
And he was maybe not at all like really blinking an eyelash. I don't think he cared as much. And for her, I feel like a lot of times he doesn't see it from her perspective. It's like you don't have 3 kids that are around your age. You don't know what she's coming from, especially as an older woman. And I know she kind of talks about it a lot with like how society sees it. But I think sometimes he needs to like see things from her perspective. And I didn't see that much from the edit. He just kept questioning why she was so anxious about it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I get it. It can be annoying if the person you're into is like questioning it all the time. Like you're concerned about it. But the optics, she's worried about the optics. But it's like, if you're worried about the optics, why are you on the show?
Like,
Because
actually, why'd you come here?
this could have happened. You
Like,
had
literally.
Like, and he's an NPC.
He
Yeah.
is. What do you mean?
He's an
What do you
NPC.
mean? You
He's
don't
really
care. You don't give a
scary.
fuck. And
He's so scary. He's a
That's-
robot.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, girl, is there a problem?
With the great ass, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
But I agree. I think Teresa, because their main issue is her being so concerned about it, and she was annoying me, and I'm not even there. But I feel like I don't understand why she's concerned if she did this experiment. Like y'all said, I'm kind of confused as to why you are concerned in general, because I thought, and it's kind of what Leah said when she checked her, no shade. Leah was like, well, baby, aren't we supposed to be revealing the information? Like, she didn't want to tell him about her kids. Like, it was confusing because it's like, the show is advocating / promoting / whatever you want to use the verb as. What verb? Girl, who cares? About of the age relationships not having to be a issue. So it's like, girl, if you thought it was an issue, why are you here? The fuck? And if you feel like it's an issue, why would you date him? I couldn't date him if I genuinely felt it was an issue, and she clearly genuinely feels it's an issue. And it's like, you wouldn't feel guilty. It's like she keeps saying other people are gonna think stuff, but I don't feel guilty about what other people are going to think if I know what I'm doing is right. Like, if I'm saving someone's life and other people are going to be mad about it, I'm not going to be like, oh, I shouldn't save their life because other people are going to be mad about it. Like, you clearly agree in some form of the sense if you're going to back down or consider backing down from what you're doing because of it. So that's why I'm like, well, girl, if you agree, don't do it. The fuck? Or shut up. You have 2 options. Please choose one of them. Like,
Literally.
she keeps talking about it. And
I
he
think
doesn't
she
care.
underestimated it. I don't think she was at all prepared for what was going to happen. I don't think she was prepared for how her kids were going to factor into this. And her keeping the age from her kids is an interesting choice because either way, you're going to have to tell them. And she kept saying like, oh, well, that's how I got to like learn to love him. But it's like, their dynamic with him is going to be different than your dynamic with him. It's a completely different story. And I think if I was her kids, I would be like, I'm sorry, I don't care if you want to keep it a secret. I want to know. And I would do my research and I would find out how old this man is that's about to commit to my mother. I mean, I think like for them, it was an interesting, like, I don't know if you want to talk about their interaction.
Let's get into it.
But I mean, it was interesting to see like the birth order situation because like the oldest, the son, he was just like very quiet, just observing,
Literally
he was
not saying too much. And then the youngest was talking the most, surprisingly. Well, maybe not so surprisingly. And then the middle daughter, which kind of looks like a brunette copy and paste version of her.
Very much like her.
and them having valid questions, but yeah, the oldest son, the energy there was kind of interesting because he's like older. He's like, what, 2 years older than John, I think?
Yeah.
Or 1 or 2 years older. So I don't know how much he was okay with the situation. I couldn't tell. I couldn't read it. But I get it. Like, I'm not a mom. I don't know how this would be. I'm not like in the position. But she's completely like wrapped up in the optics and the judgment and all of that. And he doesn't give a damn. And when they meet his mom and sister, that's a whole interesting interaction too, because it's valid. Like the sister is like, what do you mean you don't want to tell us how old she is? What do you mean she doesn't tell us herself that she has children? Why is she not telling us that herself?
That was weird as fuck. I'm sorry. Teresa was weird as fuck for that.
I thought all of it
so weird.
I thought all of it was weird as fuck. I personally, find the situation with her children a little disrespectful. I'm kind of like, you're being weird and disrespectful, in my opinion, to your children. It almost felt like she was treating them as children,
like little kids,
instead of her
Yes.
offspring. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can't tell a grown, or you shouldn't, in my opinion, like ethically, morally, respectfully tell an adult that I'm not going to tell you this information, whether they're your child or not. And I feel like parents, or I'm not a parent, I have parents though. I do feel like parents, just to clarify, to clear that up.
Just in case
anybody was wondering.
I know. I do feel like parents tend to feel that they have the ability to speak to their children anyway, or tell their children to just listen or whatever. And I think that once your children become adults, which they are 22, 25, and 29, that they have autonomy as a human, as an equal in a lot of sense. And I feel like she was not talking to them as equals. And to me, I would have been like, you're weird for this and disrespectful. And also it's like, it doesn't do anything to not tell them, because if I'm her kids and she doesn't tell me, I'm assuming the worst. Like, even the person said, one of the kids, I think it was the youngest, he was like, I think he's 30, but if he's closer to our age, that's going to be an issue. And the reason he's saying, but if he's closer to our age, it's going to be an issue, is because you're not telling me. So I'm already thinking he's closer to our age. So it's like, you might as well just tell them. And I just feel like it's weird. It was just weird to me. I didn't even understand it. What's the point again? You don't want to be judged? Like, she's just so afraid of judgment. But hey.
Right, exactly. And then it's going to be 10 times worse. They're going to judge you so much harder if now you want to reveal it like 2 months into your relationship that he's literally younger than, like, he fits like right in the middle. Like, he would be a middle child in your children. Like, that's not okay. And then to not say anything until after, and then lie about it, basically, because you are omitting the truth, which is lying. It just like it gets 10 times worse, and it's like, it makes no sense. I don't know what the goal was.
Yeah, but and then she talks to his parents, or his mom and his sister. Shout out to his sister, because his sister was like, I'm gonna ask all the questions, do all the things. And I thought she was acting child. She kind of in general acts a little bit younger than I would have expected her to act, because I feel like even in this situation, it's like, let's wait, babe, don't tell them this, don't tell them this, don't tell them this. Why would you want to start off? And even with her children, she wants him to lie to her children / omit the truth from her children. If her children would have asked him directly, how old are you? She told him to lie about it. When her parents asked, she told him not to tell them. You want to start these relationships off with your family on a lie for no fucking reason? That's just, I just think that's so silly. And it's childish. It's like, why are you acting so childish at your big ass age, queen? I don't understand this. Like, it's all due to her having so much guilt and worry. And I understand guilt, I understand worry, but you're an adult. And as an adult, even if you're guilty about something, even if you're worrying about something, I feel like it is your duty to him and to others to disclose the information in order for them to have comfort as well. It's not all about your comfort. It was giving selfish, because he didn't even like it. He was allowing her to do this, even though he said, this isn't my decision. He didn't like it. The other people around her didn't like it. This was only for her. She disregarded 6 other people in the process, and 6 other people's emotions, feelings, thoughts for her own feelings. That was selfish as fuck. Weirdo.
While using the reason of thinking about them. It's like, well, that's not.
It was also just so ironic, like, how concerned she was about their age gap, because they were probably the, like, I would say the couple who made sense the most in terms of personality and meshing and like their lives, like seeming like they had the same visions for like what they wanted their lives to be coming outside of this whole thing. So the fact that she was just so insecure the entire time, even though he gave her so much like reassurance and like he said all the right things, like not in a way that felt like he was just trying to please her, but like that felt authentic to like what he wanted in life, like was just so like mind boggling. And then it's only this fake ass letter that
oh my god that her kids
wrote. Pulling that
her
out.
Kids wrote that what happened? Oh, did I do something that triggered
oh my god.
Yeah, let's talk about this letter. Because, first of all, it was 5 lines, allegedly written by all 3 of them. Clearly, a producer wrote this.
It was it was so specific.
A production assistant probably.
Or she wrote it.
15 minutes.
Right, or herself.
Or Teresa wrote it.
15 minutes before this commitment ceremony and handed it to her, being like, oh my God, your kids, they wanted you to have this. Like, read this to John.
Please.
It's giving when a baby's giving her the mother like a Mother's Day card, and it's just the dad giving it for the infant.
Yeah.
Oh, my baby gave you a Mother's Day card.
Wait, that's such a good comparison. And,
Y'all,
yeah.
Am I wrong if I wanted to break up with her? Like, if I was John, I would have broke up with her. Sorry.
He should have, actually.
You want me to lie to your kids?
Why?
You want to lie to my mama? You want to lie to my sister? You're being weird. Like, I would break up with her. I don't know.
I mean, he kept hinting that it was bothering him that she wasn't so gung ho and happy when they met the kids. He leaves very kind of like deflated, and he kept saying, "I don't know why she wasn't so like basically more energetic and more with it than I am."
Mm-hmm.
To
your kids
right away. You better just walk at this point if she's not as committed as you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Child.
Y'all,
But
why did Easy say Teresa did her kids' homework?
Lord. Oh my God.
Because that's what it gave. That's what it gave.
So she reads the letter. She seems like she's not going to commit. She reads the letter and then she's like, you know what? I'm ready to commit. And he's obviously ready to commit. So they enter a relationship. We move to the last couple. Ooh, my God. Logan and Vanessa. When I tell you, they should have broke up every single episode.
I know, every checkpoint, every fight, every time they open their mouths, every moment they were on my screen. I said, pack it up. Logan, please.
Crazy.
Vanessa, what are you doing? Oh, this is the one I have the most fire in my body about. Like, I will just, every time they were on my screen, I was so angry because they kept saying how and Vanessa also says like how they're not compatible. Her friend tells her, you guys are, this is red flags left and right. She said it like it is. But Vanessa, to me, also is another person who's older but not mature. Not maybe the way
at all.
Which is why all her friends are in their early 30s. They're all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that weird?
That's not an issue though. That's not a problem. Like, I'm not shaming. Like, I have friends of all ages.
But every single one.
Yeah, but your friends, it's fine. But if you're showing patterns of behavior that are like not at all like supposed to be with like your generation and your amount of experience that you have, like she said, her own daughter is married too. She mentioned she has.
Yep.
Like her own daughter's married. Like she's got a lot of different experiences that he has not at all. Like not at all. So you would think she would be a little more seasoned, a little more with it.
Mm-hmm. It's almost concerning. I hate to say it's almost concerning mentally. I'm almost like see a therapist quickly because I feel like lives as if she is younger, which is why having friends that are younger isn't concerning unless you're Vanessa and you also date younger. Her friend, she said
younger.
Doesn't he remind you of someone? And she said, yeah, all of your boyfriends are younger and act like this and are childish and argue with her. And it's like, that's weird to me that you are having younger friends and you have boyfriends who are all younger who are bickering and arguing with you. It's like, do you want
and then you also act like that.
And then you act like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not just for me. Like I made the comment about the friends. It's not just the fact that she has 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 friends like this. All of her friends are the same age as he is. That's where it starts getting a little concerning because it's like, well, every single person in your life that you relate to is 20 years younger than you. Like that's not really adding up for me. So that's why I feel like I am slightly judging because it's just like, wait a minute, like, because I have friends of all different ages, but all of my friends are not the same age. So I think that says something about you. And then obviously all the other things that Pharaoh mentioned.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, at the end of the day, Vanessa is just so annoying, unfortunately. I hate to call a woman annoying, but like that's what it is. Like the constant comments about like even in the commitment ceremony, is this the part where you break up with me? Like, girl, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about right now?
Please shut up. And mind you, I would have. He's so silly for doing what he's doing. Like every single time both of them should be leaving. Even, girl, we can rewind back to the fact that she was on Chris before she even got to Logan. She was on Chris. Chris and her decided to leave ways, and then she was like, girl, I don't really like Logan, but I'm gonna just see what the fuck he talking about over here because he young as well. Then she goes over to Logan, and Logan is like, well, you do look old as fuck, so what do you feel about that? And she was like, oh, why would you ask me that? Why would you say I look old, etc., etc.? And a part of me is like, this is the thing. Even in that situation, I get why she doesn't like that, but I'm like, if you're not gonna leave, shut up. Because I feel like she complained about everything he did and never left. So I don't even care that she called her old. And also, you do look older than him. That is a valuable question to ask. What is your concern? Because we see Teresa having a very big concern about it. So it can happen. What is your concern about it? She doesn't want to answer because she feels pressed. I'm thinking, girl, be mature for once in your life. Jeez.
No, I agree. I agree on everything you just said, but I also don't feel bad for Logan because this is the other man I was talking about. He wanted to be on TV.
Get on that ass.
From
you
the
could tell.
time that he apologized for calling her old, I said, "Oh, I know what you are, Mr.
You could tell.
Exactly.
I know you're a clout chaser." And you know what? I wasn't even too mad at him because I was waiting for the other shoe to drop the whole time. Like I kept on thinking, like, "Ooh, you're gonna be evil. I know you're evil," and nothing really happened. But I'm still not convinced. Like, you know, the guy in the car that's like, that's how I feel. Because I'm just like, something's not right about you, and I can't prove it, but I know something's not right about you, and you just want to be on TV. And honestly, I don't blame you, but I don't like the way you're doing it right now, because why are you in this toxic ass relationship just to fight every single day just to be on TV? You're already on TV, baby. You made it to at least 6 episodes. You could break up with her now. Like, it's not gonna work, and we know this. So, and then arguing in front of everybody and their mama, like, they just argue freely. Like, they when everybody started freaking out about the family and they started the argument and Teresa and John ended it, I said, oh, this is
that was great.
This is embarrassing. So, yeah, I don't know. This couple is it was very irritating to me.
He friend zoned her from jump. Like, he wasn't.
And let's get into that.
They were roommates, and she felt it, and she clocked it, and she still continued with him because she wasn't happy physically with him. And okay, granted, she had that conversation. Yeah, that was good. That was an adult moment. We had a conversation about what we didn't feel good about. But then he comes back and says, well, she doesn't make me feel good because she's telling me what to do. She's basically like nagging me, like
momming me,
mothering.
And I'm like, okay, so we've talked about all these things. Why are we still continuing this?
Yes, Logan was like, he was like the ultimate gaslighter to me. Like the way he just tried to like deflect any of Vanessa's feelings, even though they were very valid most of the time, especially with this whole like friend zoning, will he or will he not fuck me conversation. He was gaslighting. This to me was the crux of their relationship, because he really tried to, I mean, like, it's very understandable that Vanessa, even though she is more insecure about her age, I think, than the average 50-year-old woman, it's still understandable that she would be insecure about like this younger man who's supposedly interested in her, not wanting to like have sex with her. Like obviously, like, you don't find me attractive because my pussy has cobwebs. Like if that's the case, like, you need to say that. You can't like me.
We're not saying that.
This
oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, no.
This is my question though. I agree with what you're saying. A part of me feels like I don't care. Logan's bad. Vanessa, I think she's bad too. This is my thing. I kind of feel like Vanessa, girl, leave. Am I crazy to say that she is silly for begging a man to want to fuck her? Like, I kind of feel like that's silly.
So silly.
And I say silly, begging because she asked 4 or 5 times. It wasn't one combo.
It's embarrassing.
That's why I'm like, if he's clearly putting pillows in between the two of you and you feel like he doesn't like you, I'm almost like, you're the dummy. He's not dumb. Is he a gaslighter and weird? Potentially, but you're an idiot. So who's worse? I don't know. Let's pick. I just feel like, girl, leave. Excuse yourself. Have more self-worth. And I think that's her entire problem. She does not have self-worth. Unfortunately, hate to say it, kind of don't hate to say it. Maybe she needs to hear it, baby. You should not have said yes to this man who literally was putting pillows in between y'all 10 days ago, was arguing with you the last day, was in front of your friend calling you all types of crazy and shut up and wait, are you going to let me finish? Hold the fuck on. Which, are you? But also, girl, leave him. Like, please. I didn't.
And speaking of finishing, all of this for sex that wasn't good.
Well,
actually don't piss me off.
Because she had to correct him.
Let's talk about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the way that, it's one thing to communicate about like your sexual needs. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe everyone's sexual chemistry is not great. To communicate it and then for him to say, no, I know how to do it. I said, oh, this is so cringy. I don't need to hear this. Netflix cut this. I don't need to hear this. I can't believe that we heard that. And then also it's just like, for her to think that just because he decided to have sex with you, now you're not like roommates. There are roommates that have sex. Baby, that doesn't mean he likes you. Like, I don't. Like, this didn't turn into suddenly romantic just because he had sex with you. And I would think that she would have learned that at 49. So unfortunately, like there are men out there who just don't, and there's men and women out there that the sex just doesn't mean that much. And at the end of the day, like just because it meant something to you and it meant like, or it gave you validation doesn't mean that he was giving you the validation. You took validation from the act. So I don't know. It was very, very cringy to me.
Yeah, to me, Vanessa, like I don't even think Vanessa really cared that much about Logan, like specifically having sex with her or wanting her. It felt like a lot of it came from her relationship with Teresa and the fact that John wanted Teresa so badly. Like she felt jealous that like she wasn't getting that same attention from a younger man. And let me take back what her pussy does not have cobwebs. I went a little crazy. Let me take it back. Elliot, thank you for checking me.
That's right.
But still, yes, she was very insecure. The fact that I think she was very insecure about being an older woman. I think the main difference between her and Teresa is that Teresa she's upset that her man is much younger than her, whereas Vanessa is upset that she is not as young as her man. I think that's true. I think that's
actually very on point. I can see that clearly, and it seems to me like Logan, with that whole meeting with his parents and her, let's dig into that because
let's go.
His parents, you know, they're also a biracial couple, which we didn't know. We didn't know that he was of mixed race, and so that's very interesting. Like, I want to talk about that stuff. Those are things that are important to like their stories, but maybe not important to Logan. I don't know this man, but you could tell like the mom was like, I really want grandkids, and he doesn't know if like he wants that. But also with her, they can't really have grandkids unless they like adopt, right? So that was an interesting dynamic because I mean Vanessa had her happy face on. She was trying to please them, and they were just like, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. We're not gonna tell you what to do with your life, but you're probably not, like, she's way more woman for you than you're ready for. I don't know if that was the right take. I think the take was you're just not ready for a relationship with
I agree. I love the way his dad put it, because his dad was like, well, actually because he said, but you want kids, and Logan was like, well, not really. He was like, no, you actually do want kids. You actually tell us all the time that you want kids. Actually, you want 4 kids. Exactly. Like, I like that they threw that back in his face. Not threw it back in his face, but I like that they put it right in front of his face. Because you did say these things. We're sending you your reflection back. You've been telling us your whole life you want kids. You do want kids, but because you're in this relationship with this woman who doesn't, you're saying you don't anymore. You're changing what you were saying now that you're in a relationship. And I think that's a big indicator of something that's not necessarily healthy, is if the things you were saying prior to, now you're saying something different. It's like, well, girl, no. You literally said you wanted kids. We saw that we saw it with Love is Blind with Emma and her man, how before they were in a relationship, I'm not having no kids. Fuck them kids. And then as soon as she's in a relationship, well, I think I would. No, you wouldn't. You don't want kids. Logan, you do want kids. And Vanessa can't have it because, unfortunately, her pussy got cobwebs. Like Armanti said.
No.
Like Armanti said. No, let me stop.
We even negated it.
Let me stop. And honestly, it's the thing is that, unfortunately, it is important that if you want to have kids, you have to consider that when you're dating someone older than you. But also you don't really, because maybe adopt, maybe, sorry, do other things, but a lot of people don't want to do that. And I think that's kind of the problem. And also Vanessa probably doesn't want any more kids because she's 50. So there's that.
She's all done, babe.
Yeah, she's done. But very interesting combo. Didn't love the way his parents went about it. They were too lax. And I think that maybe is why he's a little lax, or he doesn't care that they're arguing all the time. Whatever.
It's also given, though, if you think about it, like they're getting filmed and they're on camera and they're regular people. They're probably censoring what they're gonna say. Like they're not comfortable saying everything they want to say. He might have gotten a phone call from his mom later, and she's probably giving him the actual feelings that she probably had, but. Because she clocked her age. She looked at Vanessa and was like,
she did. I think I know.
How old are you? Can you tell me? And then, Vanessa could tell, like from woman to woman, that she could tell. But
Mama looked younger than Vanessa.
But also Logan's 30. My mom, if I was 30 and my mom was talking to me about and I was asking my mom about like a relationship, but that's the thing. The issue is that he's not really asking. He didn't really ask any questions. They were just sitting there. And I think if I ask my mom, I'll get a different response versus if I'm just sitting there next to her. Like if I'm just sitting there, my mom's probably not going to say, well, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. But if I ask her, then she probably would, which is why I think Chris's approach of asking his mom caused a different reaction. But also I think he like, baby, you grown. Like I'm thinking if I have kids and they're 30, a part of me is like, damn, you 30. Like you up there, like it's not, I can give you advice. I can give you a suggestion, but past advice and a suggestion, you quite literally are going to do what you want to do. Like, it's not like if they said, Logan, you shouldn't marry this woman, or they didn't even know that. Logan, you shouldn't date this woman. It's not like Logan has to or will respond to that. He's 30. Like he's not young 20s. He's like a very fully mature man who will make his own decision regardless. And he quite frankly did not ask for their input from what we saw on the edit. So, there's that. Well, child, he meets her friend. Is it weird that he met her friend? Should he have met someone else? Like, why is it the friend?
I think so.
She probably didn't think her family would approve. Maybe I think she knows their toxic way that they operate is just like maybe that's how she likes her relationships. It's just like they need. Maybe some people like fighting all the time. I don't understand it.
That's
some
true.
people like fighting.
Maybe it's fun.
It's passion for them. It gives them like some fire. I don't really understand, but I don't think she has a good picker either way, because here we are, and she's now on the show and picks the second guy that she's like, maybe I'll just give this a go, kind of thing. The guy that I didn't even start this with, but
yeah,
I kind of want to see them. I mean, they have a short window because they'll be divorced within probably a year,
a day.
But I kind of want to see them on The Amazing Race. Like, I feel like they would.
I
feel like they would be good.
I did not think you were gonna say Amazing.
That was
Like,
crazy, but I
think they would be like. Could you imagine them in like Switzerland or something? Just like, and
love
she's
it.
like
They could,
freaking
like-
out.
This would be
He's
gaggy.
like
Fighting.
shivering. He's like, "Shut the fuck up, Vanessa." Like that
see
would
it.
be good ass TV, and they would somehow come in like second place. So like
I think they
like,
would make it
to
far.
the end.
No shade. Ooh.
I mean, unfortunately, toxic couples like that exist. Like,
That's true.
They are there, and for better or for worse. But
for worse.
For worse. I mean,
Well, yes.
But I just gotta say, I got some major whiplash during the ceremony.
Oh my God, girl! I was gonna say, okay, because after meeting the family and before the ceremony, she pulls him to the side and she's like, "I don't want to keep bickering and arguing all the time. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's healthy." He basically doesn't say anything, and then boom, we get to the commitment. Hello? Like, damn, what happened to that conversation?
Yeah, the editing. Yeah,
she thinks he's going to not commit. He says, "Take that ring off." So she does. She takes the ring off.
I'm gonna need the promise ring back.
I'm gonna need the promise ring back. She gives it back, and then she thinks he's ready to not commit. She's damn near finishing his sentences for him, and then he gets on one knee. I put Logan asked for the promise ring back, and then in all caps, and ask her to marry him. Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Wait, pause. Before he even gets down on his knees, when he says, "Give me the rings," she says, "I wish I'd listened to my first instinct."
Yep.
And
she was going in on that man.
He was ready And I was ready for it to happen. But then this clown gets on his knees.
And this clown says yes.
Exactly.
She said, "Oh my God, you tricked me."
Both of them are so silly because even if you work, first of all, one, why are you proposing? Two, even if you were going to propose, when she starts clowning your ass, why are you still proposing?
Like,
Three,
what?
after you clown his ass, why are you saying yes? What the fuck is going on here? Silly one and silly two, thing one and thing two, Dizzy and Dora. Damn.
And the fact that when he gets down on the one knee to make a joke about the fact that she's been engaged 4 times.
Oh my God! What are you doing?
Thank you.
And her.
Might as well give you the Kobe ring.
Thank you.
Like,
And she low-key never confirmed the number.
the Kobe ring is crazy.
Wait, not me just realizing that's why Armonte has that on it.
That's why those are my pronouns.
Yes. Because why did you say that? And why did she say yes? What's wrong with these people? And these are real people, y'all, in real life. That's what's scary. These are real life people. There's people walking around like this. Honestly, I think most people they have a Vanessa or a Logan inside of them. And I think that's scary. I might be one of them. Who knows? Don't like I do all this talking, but girl, the way I would yes, wait, you love me. But
I don't
At
know.
least
Maybe
you
that's
still-
Logan's kink. Like
Yeah.
maybe so.
like just fighting with an older woman. Like maybe that
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
turns him on, you know?
Wait, that's kind of a good idea.
Here you go.
Fair
But
You
anyway.
can find you.
At
You can
least
find
there's-
you a Jorge.
Don't start. Don't start.
No.
I think like with women, like I would love like a dominant like woman to just put me in my little male place. But with men it's
Like
different. I have a different...
tees, like
You like women? I didn't know.
Oh, I like it all. I like it all. I like it
I was not
all.
aware. Okay.
Mhm.
You
Age
are-
appropriately. 'Cause
Lower
Period.
drop for Armonte. Yes.
it's just a little
I
sometimes.
feel like I actually do vaguely remember that, but it never.
Sometimes I stay away. I think I'm very vulgar,
Stay
inappropriate.
away.
So I just don't deal with women because it's like, why be inappropriate around a woman? What? I gotta be classy. Well, unless it's y'all. Unless it's y'all. Y'all are about the pod. It's a different thing.
We classy. Keely, we're classy. What is he talking about?
exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
Well, not Keely.
Not
You
too
gotta-
much, my girl.
Now, Helly, have you seen
Don't
the
start.
baddies? Helly, have you seen the baddies
Don't
podcast?
start.
I actually have, even
Yes,
though I
you
don't watch
do.
baddies. It's
Okay.
pretty
Right.
wild over there, but Keely,
And I'm
she's
the
keeping
most
it cute.
classiest.
She's keeping it cute.
Classy in a low bar of classy. The bar is low over here.
You
We're
ever
more
been
so
to the
trash.
Maldives? It's immaculate. Okay.
But shit, that was it, y'all. Any more thoughts on anything? Oh, what's up?
Armonte, you said you take sides. Whose side are you taking amongst these two clowns?
For real.
Ooh,
Clown one.
that's
You
a
can't be
hard one,
impartial, you
child.
said. You can't be impartial.
That's true.
You're right. I did say that. But these
Pennywise
two are-
or art.
Yes.
Ronald
Mm.
McDonald or
This is a tough one because they did a lot of both of them, just a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Bing Bong?
It's nonsense.
Bing or bong.
Maybe Logan. I guess I'm on Logan's
Oh,
side.
I gotta see it.
Dumb or Dumber, you pick Dumber or Dumb, whichever you want.
I think I picked dumb. I feel like because it's almost like who's dumber, the person who's proposing or the person who says yes. A part of me is like
No, she's dumber.
the girl who said yes because the girl was
Yeah.
dumber. But hey, we
Yo,
move.
hell, you're cooking them. Like,
Listen, unlike Armonte, I'm team nobody. I
know that's right.
I just can't.
Said I'm Team Helia. Okay.
Yes.
Period.
right.
Any final thoughts before we close it out? This was a cute little cute episode. Should they do a season 2?
Oh, yeah.
My entertainment.
Yes. Yes,
Um,
they should.
For the greater good of the world, no. But for
Right.
the greater good of reality TV, yes.
Mhm,
For the greater
exactly.
good of my dopamine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Very
For
much
us
so.
to come together.
Mhm.
Yes.
I do have one more thought. Girl, I have
Oh.
one more thought. Do y'all remember that couple? It was a blonde, skinny, Troye Sivan looking boy.
Tristan,
And it was-
Tristan.
Not Troy
I
Sivan.
want to talk
Tristan.
about him.
Tristan and
Troye
Aaron, I
Sivan.
have to. He was dating that older woman. Baby, the way he wanted to just pound any older lady in that villa
Oh,
was
like
crazy.
he was crazy. Like,
I
he was
like,
first on their list when they cast the show.
What?
Like,
And he said, if she don't look finer than my mama, she can't get it. What? What the fuck are we doing?
I didn't even know what that meant. Like, did he mean he found his mom attractive? Like, what did he mean by that? Like,
what are we doing?
Like, shouldn't any woman like naturally be finer than your mom in your eyes? Like on a sexual romantic level?
Exactly.
What do we mean by that?
Fuck! It was really scary.
That was my last.
I'm crying. I can't. That was crazy. That man was crazy. He was so. I don't know if they just cast him just for that. Like, I don't know.
No, literally. Like, the fact that he was iconic enough that, like, he wasn't in one of the couples that moved on, but they still gave him, like, multiple
He was, like, the main part of the first episode. No, yeah.
That was crazy.
I do have to say, if you... Oh, I was gonna say, if you guys want to continue watching these interesting age cap shows, MILF Manor... is something that you guys need to tap into.
And what's that on?
Because MILF Manor.
Let's look it up.
But I couldn't tell you where it is. But you guys need to watch it because
HBO Max.
Probably. Oh yeah. It is.
Oh, HBO Max. Oh.
That is one of the funniest shows, especially season 1. To this day, I've ever watched. I was tapped in every single week for that. And that was my introduction to shows like this. This is why I knew I was going to be watching Age of Attraction, because if I already watched MILF Manor, then I stooped that low.
I lied. It's on Hulu. My bad. Hulu.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
A little trash here.
Yeah, everybody buying
it.
But so you guys have to watch that.
My one thought from a production standpoint, like if I were to change season 2, I want, once they get out of the retreat, I want to full send the like learning each other's lives. I want them to go home like for a week, like they live in somebody's house. Go, you are ingratiated into that lifestyle. You're meeting the kids. You're helping take care of whatever that entails.
Wife swap down, but your kids is there.
Exactly. Wife
kid swap.
You know, none of them would last, though. You know that.
None of them.
Literally.
And I want to see. I want to see the train wreck.
Right. We should have 10 couples instead of 6.
No, add one more couple.
And don't tell me you don't have the budget for it. Don't tell me you don't have the money, because Love is Blind is on season 10, yet you still say that you don't have enough money for 6 couples.
Talk that to you.
I want Andrew Big Ass in the damn campus.
Period.
On campus having lunch with her with all the college kids around. Like, I want to see it.
Yes.
I want to see it.
Yeah, because where are my streaming dollars going? The fuck? This $20 ass subscription that I can't share across Wi-Fi networks. Who fucking playing with me? God damn.
Right. Exactly.
But
the reunion,
y'all.
There's a reunion.
Hell yeah.
There is a reunion. It's not on Netflix because maybe Netflix decided they were too cool for the reunion. I don't really know why. It's on Nick Viall or Viall's channel on YouTube, apparently, on the 3rd of April. Did I get that right?
I think that's right.
I thought it was the 1st.
You're right. It's the 1st, April Fool's Day for the fools, and
okay.
It'll be dropping, I think, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard. So translate that to your own time zone.
That's Vanessa and Logan, April or the Fool.
So we might cover the reunion. We'll see.
Yeah, we might. Be on the lookout. We might do the reunion. We have other stuff going on. Get into it, because in March we're actually going to do, for the Patreon, a Euphoria watch along season 3. It is a different show. They have changed the theme, but we will be there for Euphoria season 3. We're
How do you change the theme of us?
Like, what are we doing? But we're gonna be there, and if y'all want to watch along with us, and keep your eyes peeled if you're interested.
Not
in
in the hands of the fans, like
literally. If you're interested in the Patreon and you're not sure, keep your eyes peeled, because maybe you'll have a little teaser of something. Who knows? But look out for it. Also, join the Discord, baby. We in there talking about Age of Attraction. We talking about April and Dizzy and Dora, and we talk about all the girls over there. Okay. So, who the fuck? We talk about all the shows on Discord. So get into that. Fuck. Also, send in your vote for one of these shows for the Reality Rewind. The link is in the description, baby. Your vote does matter, baby. The vote is close. Well, it was, but maybe it could be close again if you send in your vote. So send your vote in. Okay. Thank you. Get into everything we got going into March. The Bachelorette is canceled. But before this, we did do jury duty. So
you need to put like a big canceled over it.
It's
No
been
shade.
for a while.
Well,
Elliot
let's say postponed.
Hosted
Wishful
jury duty.
thinking.
Jury duty was good. Get into that. We got a bunch of Survivor stuff going on. Get into that. Big Brother retrospective, stripped down, House of Villains. Get into all of the other shit we got going on, of course. And also get into the Scripted Kingdom. I'm going to be dropping something soon. Maybe a cute little Wicked. I don't know. We'll see. So get into that. And thank you for keeping it real with the Kingdom, baby. We're out.
Bye.